Times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
Lately, living on my own has become a little harder. That's why my daughter and I both love Innovage Pace. My neighborhood Innovage Center has my doctor, my dentist, and my physical therapist. Even activities and lunch with my friends, all in one place. And with Medicare and Medicaid, I qualify at no cost. I get the care I need and more time to enjoy with my daughter. To learn more, call Innovage Pace today at 689-400-8785 or visit Innovage.com.
You sailed beyond the horizon in search of an island scrubbed from every map. You battled krakens. You navigated through storms. Your spade struck the lid of a long-lost treasure chest while you cooked up a lasagna. Ooh. There's more to imagine when you listen. Yarr. Discover best-selling adventure stories on Audible.
On the app or in-store, Orlando runs on Duncan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day, and we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. We'll do that around 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, it's Animal House. 2 segments with our buddy Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training. So if your dog has a behavioral issue, maybe you just don't like him. Just call in today, and Daryl will help you out, get you on the right path, getting your dog behaving correctly. 5 o'clock hour, it's Scott Maxwell. We'll do trivia that hour as well. Remember, we have tickets to see Orlando City Soccer, plus Pyro Spot $50 gift card as well. Ended up, you heard it here first. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I'm Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on our YouTube feed. While you're there, please give us a like and subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a talkback for the show, you can do that as well. Get that iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it. Use that microphone to send your comment to Jack. He will make you sound like a superstar. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Jack is all spiffy.
No,
Jack tightened up the old haircut.
Yeah.
Got the old
nice shirt on.
That's a piece of gum haircut there.
I do a quick inventory check of my day. When you say how was your day, everyone says, "Oh, fine." You know, I look back, I'm like, wait, any
Was it
major
fine?
catastrophes?
And I want your genuine answer.
Yeah. And I thought today it was fine.
It was all right. You know, did a little laundry.
I
Got
know
a haircut.
This. I know. Yeah. That's right. I got your ears tightened.
So
and I said bubblegum haircut because here's the thing: you have a very professional haircut. right? Would you agree, Deborah?
Oh,
I don't even know what to call that.
It's more little boy than it's ever been.
It is, and that's kind of what I was saying.
It's more little boy.
Okay, and hold on for a second.
Oh, I know why.
Watch us on YouTube, y'all, and check out his little boy haircut. He looks so cute. He's going to be the cutest boy in his class picture.
When I was a child, my mother would take me by my hand to Jerry's Barber.
Oh.
In downtown Palatka, Florida. I'd sit there for Jerry on the little booster seat, and I was a good boy, and I didn't squirm around. I didn't holler. I got to go to the gum thing. He had a container of gum, and I could dig in there and get a piece of gum, and that's exactly the haircut I got to get my gum is the one that Jack has right now.
Now, I left the bubble yum, and yes, I do have some in my cabinet at home, but I will give you a piece of this Mentos gum, Jack.
So sweet.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to try that.
Okay.
Now, do you have a stylist, or do you use one of the chains? Are you a great clips guy?
No, I don't use a chain. I use an independent hairstylist. She is great. Cheaper than she should be. I overpay because she's too cheap.
Minute.
How's that for me?
Well, see,
what does that say?
You're right. Good. But what an average haircut like that should, what is it these days? Because, I mean, I don't know if you guys know. Yeah.
Well, how did you just blow right past the words? I don't know if in 30 years you have ever heard Jack Bradshaw willingly say, I overpay.
Well,
have you ever heard?
It's probably the same stylist that does his wife's hair.
No.
No, she does her own.
Yeah, does she?
No.
Yeah, man, here's the thing.
It's almost 100% tip.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So she charges you like maybe $15?
Yeah.
Yeah. You give her $30, huh?
Yeah.
And you get your haircut like once every 3 weeks?
8.
Every 8 weeks?
8 weeks.
God.
Whoa.
God. I have to cut mine more, and I have no hair.
Yeah,
I cut
well,
with
that's because the 3 that you have are more visible.
Yeah, they fight hard. They fight. You don't want to fight those 3 hairs.
So actually,
those are the toughest 3 hairs on any scalp in the history of Central Florida. The 3 that are on my head. If they can make it past what I put them through.
This might be, 10 weeks because I actually entertained the idea. For a week, I held on to it. I'm gonna let my hair grow out.
Yeah, you've done that.
Almost, but when you do it, you got to go through those awkward, funky hairstyle.
But you look good with longer hair.
He does, but here's the problem. When you have longer hair, you got to change the rest of your look. You can't be long hair and then have trad dad from the neck down.
Well, you got to work everything slowly. Now, Jack, I do want to apologize for this right off rip, but
boy.
it's a request.
That's a me move.
And we serve our listeners.
Yeah.
So, did you get a lollipop after the cut?
I did not get a lollipop.
I like this. What'd you get? Your choice of Jolly Rancher? Go for the sour apple. It's the best.
Oh,
I
no,
like
watermelon.
lollipops. I think I appreciate lollipops more now.
Really? Than gum? We would get the gum. I got that 5-cent gum.
Oh, yeah. Hard as a rock.
Oh, yeah. Flavor gone in 40 seconds. At that point, you're just chewing a piece of an old tire. Your jaw is like a pit bull's after about 10 minutes with it.
Well, and don't believe, apparently, the social media latest trend. Have you heard what that is, especially with men?
God, no. I can't even imagine.
Gum chewing to get a chiseled jaw.
Oh, get out of here. Really?
Yes, that is like the latest TikTok trend.
Well,
is
like
gum chewing.
Multiple pieces or whatever. I'll tell you, that gum you're chewing right now is the best thing to do. And I bought some of that Mentos gum the other day.
Oh, this stuff is the bomb.
It's like chewing pieces of a plaster.
It is not.
You don't know. It tastes good. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is the gum inside has some balls. It's not like... it's not soft. I mean, you got to really work it. I know, exactly.
So apparently that's what the chisel thing is for. You can't just chew regular gum. There's like a special gum made for it. It's supposed to be harder to chew. You have to work through it a little bit more.
There is legit like a jaw workout gum.
Which what we would call is 5-cent gum.
Right, exactly.
What are you paying extra? Just
the baseball team would put an entire pack of bubble yum in their jaw like it was tobacco, and you chew it, and your spit was like a spider web. I mean, that spit. You try to spit and you couldn't get out of your mouth. There was so much sugar in that saliva that it was just like this. It was like a steel rod of saliva.
Ew,
that's disgusting.
I know.
Why
Stop talking about it. But someone just texted us and said Jack just said he overpaid for something, and I spit my sweet tea across the garage.
And he said gladly.
I know.
Gladly. Well, you must really pity this person, Jack.
No,
my God, man, is this woman okay? Should we
do a welfare check?
Should we do a welfare check on your stylist, Jack? Does she do it in an old bathroom?
I know. No, it's a real legit place too. But I know what other haircuts cost.
Yeah,
I know what other people pay, and I'm like, Well, this is too good to be true, so I might as well be.
Dude, even if I had hair, I'd probably cut it if it was $30.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably
$30?
$30 to cut your hair.
Oh, you guys are so
No, I
cute.
know. I know. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the funny thing is with women, here's the throw for women. If you can get an appointment,
Yeah,
like
I know.
if you can get one, my wife would have to leave work regularly because it would be the only thing her guy had, and that was 3 weeks out. And then that dude moved to California, and half of Winter Park lost their GD mind.
Oh, I have to tell you, it was the worst 2 years of my life when my stylist went to go to Colorado to do the Denver cheerleader hair. I was like, what? I didn't know what to do. For 2 years, I didn't know where to go.
My wife said that there were people in Winter Park, these women that went to this dude offering like to pay his salary to keep him in town.
Oh, yeah.
Because he went to LA to do some Hollywood stuff.
Yep.
But man, they were like, well, we'll keep you here. What does it take? What's it going to take to keep you here in Orlando?
You know, and my stylist has clients who'll fly in like from New York or other places because, I mean, a good stylist is, makes all the difference, right, Jack?
Oh, 100%.
Look at this guy. God almighty.
How you doing?
I know. It's so sickening. How was Les Mis last night, by the way? Jack went up to the Dr. Phillips Center, who are always great to us. They take such good care of us and really open our eyes to some wonderful shows that come through here, not only at Dr. Phillips Center, but there at Judson's as well.
Yeah.
How was Les Mis last night?
Well, if anyone read the review by Matt Palm in the Orlando Sentinel, they get his take, and he kind of revealed that, he was in row P. So I don't want to flex, but I was in row A.
Wow. Okay.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this guy.
Full orchestra. So the music, the sound is just amazing. But such a fantastic show. If you've never seen it, it's, takes place during the French Revolution, but it's a long one.
It is.
3 hours start to finish.
Yeah.
Whoa, what time did you get home?
Just late.
11:30,
Yeah.
10:30. I've seen Les Mis, and I agree with you. It is a little long. It is a great story, but man, you really have to prepare yourself for the art of it all.
Yes,
because
yes.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some art. Yeah, you're not getting any John Travolta tunes. There's
No.
There's no dance number.
No, they are fantastic, but it's got some amazing music.
Yes.
I Dreamed a Dream, and many people are familiar with Susan Boyle doing that on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
My favorite rendition by far to this day is when my oldest daughter, Alana, in high school at Winter Springs High School, played Fantine and knocked it out of the park with that song.
Wow.
It was I mean, at that point, it's like, oh, she belongs on stage.
Yeah. Right on. And that's what she's doing now. So exactly right.
Absolutely. So, and that's when I knew.
Yeah.
When I saw that.
How long is it in town? Usually a couple, or like usually 7 10 days?
Sunday.
Through Sunday.
Through Sunday. Yep.
Wow, that's tight.
Yeah. But, always an amazing experience. It's the premier venue here in Orlando that only got better when they added Steinmetz Hall and Judson's Live.
Right. It just keeps getting better and better and better.
Because now you got 4 theaters in there.
Yeah. And now people are starting to take notice of Judson's. When that thing first opened, people are like, well, I'm not really sure what it is. And then the word starts getting out. Now, if you want to go to Judson's, if like you look at Michael Andrews' show. Now, Michael's been around town for quite a while. People know who he is. Same thing with Kat Ridgway.
Yeah,
and
she sold out her appearance at Judson's.
These guys are selling their shows out in like hours. I mean hours they're selling these things out because this room is crazy.
So Michael Andrew is basically with the John DePaula quintet.
Yeah, he's like a big band guy.
5 of them.
Yeah.
But he's doing about once a month, and his next one is coming up July 28th. Matter of fact, if you go to Real Radio's Instagram page, I put up a clip. I went just a few weeks ago, courtesy of Glenn Klausman, who couldn't go, gave me his tickets right in the front row. And you can tell by the video and pictures I shot, this guy, Michael Andrew, was 3 feet in front of me.
Right, yeah, he's right there.
I'm like trying to be discreet with my phone, but I am definitely filming and taking pictures. But I put a little, my wife and I, we had a date night, and you can see that on our Real Radio 1041 on Instagram.
Very good. We are going to talk about a bunch of really cool stuff today. We already have our question of the day up, so get in there early. I would love a really big response to this, and that's why I gave it to Jack a little bit early today. And the question is, do you share your toothbrush with your partner? And there's a reason why I'm asking this question, because it's kind of a unique story that goes along with it. We'll talk about it a little bit later in the day.
All right.
But that's the question up now. Just go to JimColbertLive.com, click through to our YouTube channel. In the chat there, you'll see the question. It's a yes or no, right?
It is, and it's also available on the Real Radio Instagram story. You can vote there, and we'll get results from both places by the end of the show.
Absolutely. The kid who tracks Elon Musk's plane has a deal out there that it's pretty interesting. I'm wondering if Elon will kind of take notice. AI paving the way to something I said it was going to do months ago. Finally, we're starting to see that that's going to happen. And a Lake County man handles road rage a little differently than I think I've ever heard. Deb, what do you have for news today?
Well, we're going to talk about a man is dead following an active shooter situation in Brevard County. Back in Lake County, Jordan defends his actions in a Lake County election, and a futuristic Cybertruck rollout. It's not going so smooth, you guys.
What's happening?
We're going to talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You know, there's a retro story to that story, by the way, that happened today.
Really?
Yeah, that's causing some, like, really kind of moving and shaking some foundations out there in the car business. I'll tell you what that is
I saw my first one in the wild yesterday.
What did you think? I threw out my first time.
Yeah,
I saw a truck of them. We saw a truck of them being hauled down the highway.
I saw one, and it's bizarre looking, and I'm like, years from now, will that be normal, or will that still look like the old, like, Pontiac Aztec?
Exactly.
It's going to look like somebody tried to look like the future. That's what it looks like. It looks like a metal roach.
But then I look down, I look back up, and it was gone, so it might have cloaking device. So
that would be badass. Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
You're listening to Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. We are an iHeartRadio station.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Slow traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area by the major attractions exits as well as through downtown. No problems to report for those traveling north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Things are up to speed east and westbound as well on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Manage the time and costs of hiring for your business by working with Express Employment Professionals. With 40 years of experience helping more than 75,000 businesses manage their workforce each year, let Express Pros help you. Visit ExpressPros.com.
This summer, get a new grill at a great price from Tools Ace Hardware, man. How about up to $300 off a brand new Traeger grill? That way you can get that wood-fired flavor when you cook for the family. Maybe you prefer a propane grill. How about up to $150 off a grill from Napoleon? Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you'll get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace. These guys have 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can simply shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
and more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Fixing your car or repairing things around your house sure isn't getting any cheaper. And that's why there's Everything Breaks for Home and Auto. For less than $1 a day, get automotive repair coverage with free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental cars. Add home protection too, and cover major home systems, appliances, and electronics. Bundle Home and Auto and save even more. Call now and qualify for one of our bonus coverages, like 1 year of free car coverage, 1 year of free electronics coverage, or 4 months of free home warranty coverage. There's one number to call and one company handling your claims from start to finish. That's Everything Breaks. Get your free quote today. Call 855-865-SAVE. 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Savings vary according to plan, age, or condition of vehicle or home repairs needed. Coverage not available in all states. Service fees, limitations, and exclusions apply. Go to everythingbreaks.com/terms for details. Call 855-865-SAVE, online at everythingbreaks.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was?
We have to do our job, and we have to find out, who did they kill? If it's possible. How are we going to do that?
Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Miss part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on Demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
My husband and I just left Life Imaging for our free heart scan. Thank you to 104.1 and the Colbert Show for letting us know about that.
You bet your ass, kid. All you guys get out there. Life Imaging FLA, man. Get that information that can really further your life. It's an amazing, amazing product. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is right over there with his brand new haircut, and he's cultured up from his Les Mis show last night. And Deb has your news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
I don't know, Jim. Someone is bragging on the texting service about having the meanest, best mullet you'll ever see.
Oh, really?
Even saying not to show me, I might fall in love.
I could grow a skullet, maybe.
Woke News is brought to you. I'll give you $100. Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
I'll throw it on
okay,
that.
See? Come on now.
I'm making money already. Look at
Money's
this.
flowing. That's $200.
I love it.
Woke News brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. He's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. Give him a listen Saturday morning. All right, an active shooter situation at an apartment complex in Melbourne is over after the suspect confronted officers and was shot and killed. Police were called to the Pentagon Apartments complex this morning near Babcock and Strawbridge to check out reports of a suspicious person. Now, Police Chief David Gillespie says as soon as his officers arrived on the scene, they were shot at immediately.
Damn.
And the suspect then retreated into an apartment as law enforcement from several agencies surrounded the unit.
We were able to secure the perimeter, and the suspect again engaged our officers with gunfire while we were on the perimeter and getting into position. And then again, the suspect came out and fired, and that's when officers engaged him.
And they, like I said, there were several agencies that were there. So he took apparently gunfire from all of those different agencies. Right. The suspect has not yet been identified pending next of kin notification. The good news is no officers were injured despite being fired upon like that.
Man, my man set the tone early, did he not?
Like, I mean, they walked up and there was no time to even find out, are you in distress? Right. What's going on?
He's like, this is how this is going to go.
Exactly.
I do not plan on leaving today.
No, not alive at least. Okay, a Lake County official is suing to stop what he calls an underhanded scheme to deprive him of another term. Property appraiser Kerry Baker filed a lawsuit yesterday against candidate Mark Jordan and election supervisor Alan Hayes. Now, Baker alleges Jordan and his brother David Jordan, who's the tax collector in Lake County, conspired 2 weeks ago to deceive him into thinking no one had filed in time to run for property appraiser. That led Baker to run as a write-in candidate to avoid paying the $10,000 filing fee, something his wife had told him reportedly, just write the check. Mark, though, wound up filing as a Republican, which could give him an advantage in November's election since his name will be on the ballot and Baker's won't be.
Wow.
The Jordan brothers deny the accusations. Mark tells the Orlando Sentinel he was planning to file as a Republican anyway, but Baker's gamble was like something handed to him on a silver platter. Wow. Does anyone else hear a Shakespearean play in the making?
Well, that's when you know a county's growing. One.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy, this broke last week, and we talked a little about with Scott last Thursday.
I read the story this morning. Yeah.
Oh, it's a wild one.
It's crazy.
It really
because
is.
All these people were like friends at one point, weren't they?
Were.
Yeah, they're all like buddies.
And Carrie is pretty well liked there, and people who were calling in said he's a nice guy, but he would always try to save that $10,000. It's like a move I would do.
It is. It's a Bradshaw move.
Okay, I'll just wait. If no one files, I'll just go in as a write-in. I'll save $10,000.
But if you didn't read last week's report in the Orlando Sentinel, Jimmy, he said that when he walked into the supervisor of elections office to file as a write-in candidate, the brothers were sitting there along with, I believe, a good friend of theirs who I believe is the mayor of Eustis.
So like they passed him on the way in or something.
Everybody waved to each other.
They didn't know what was going on.
But nobody said anything. Now, apparently, and then he had his papers, and they were stamped at 12:01 as a write-in candidate, and then that's when he found out. And let me tell you,
man,
for those who know of any movers and shakers in Lake County, this is one of the biggest stories going on right now.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
They are up in arms. All right, 118 at least Haitian migrants have landed in Key West in an old boat. Adam Hoffner with the U.S. Border Patrol Miami sector says the vessel was simply not equipped to hold so many people.
Migrants exposed to the heat, they suffer the effects of dehydration quickly, so we had local EMS on scene.
The migrants, children to older adults, are now in Border Patrol custody where they'll be processed for removal proceedings. This marks the first major migrant landing since President Biden clamped down on asylum earlier this month. Student protesters at UCF need to be aware of a new policy.
Mm-hmm.
The school's board of trustees voted yesterday to reduce by 2 the number of hours that students can hold special events and protests. So the new hours are from 8 to 8 on weekdays and from 8 to 10 on weekends.
Okay.
Also, events cannot last more than 5 days straight, and camping is not allowed.
Okay.
UCF says they try to review their regulations every 5 years, and they noticed the last update was back in 2018, of course, well before we saw all the encampments at universities across the country.
That's right, yeah.
Meanwhile, a University of Central Florida grad is giving back in a big way. I love these kinds of stories. UCF announced that Kenneth Dixon has committed $10 million for the school's career services and athletics programs.
How can Kenneth make his money?
The 1975 grad is the founder of real estate company Leland Enterprises.
Oh, there you go.
To thank Dixon, the school's board of trustees voted to rename North Orion Boulevard on campus as Ken Dixon Way.
Oh, man.
Dixon has donated over $15 million to the school.
Good for him.
Isn't that cool?
That's right.
Yeah.
Slide a little over here.
Nina, I hope I am fortunate enough. Must be. Only way I see it happening is a big lottery win.
Yeah.
To be able to do that, because right now when I get those UCF alum, I'm
right.
like,
oh, they want
on.
money?
Yeah, I paid for my schooling. Leave me alone.
You don't send them anything, dude?
Yeah, I paid. No.
Oh, buy a brick or something. What are you doing? You're an
brick?
alum. Yeah, like when they build.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when they will make the brick roads or whatever, you can buy a brick for like $500.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, put my name up. Put my picture up for graduating cum laude.
Should be the. Oh, did you really?
Did you really?
I did.
This
Yeah.
guy. Brain
Wow.
Yeah.
God damn.
Hey, dude, let me tell you what. Don't be such a big shot. I almost made it out of high school.
They should give you a brick.
Yeah, right.
He is a brick.
I got a brick to the face.
All right, the Jacksonville Jaguars are staying in Northeast Florida for at least another 3 decades.
Yeah, they're building him a spaceship.
City leaders approved a historic stadium renovation deal that will keep the franchise where it is for 30 years. Jimmy's not wrong. The redevelopment will cost more than $1 billion.
You should see this thing they're building in Jacksonville.
With the city paying more than half of the bill. The deal will still need approval from the NFL, from NFL owners later this year. The Jags are expected to continue playing at Everbank Stadium this upcoming season as construction is set to begin. The team will likely play at an alternate site in 2027. Of course, Camping World Stadium, one of those options, as well as Daytona International Speedway.
Too big. You can't see anything there. No. Bring it here.
Before the so-called Stadium of the Future opens the following year.
Have you seen the renderings, Jack?
Those convoys have a lot of money.
It looks like a neon sombrero.
Oh man,
it does. It looks like what are those hats? It looks like a neon beret, like a double beret. Yeah, it's very cool.
I'm gonna have to.
It fits right in the middle of Jacksonville. Very progressive.
I mean, $1 billion.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That is a lot. Okay, on the other side of the state, Miami-Dade County is taking legal action against the Miami Seaquarium. Officials filed a lawsuit yesterday after the MS Leisure Company, who operates the park, failed to vacate the property. Now, the county says it's really concerned about the well-being of hundreds of animals. Keep in mind, if they still have her, they only have one vet.
Right.
One vet for that entire, water park or animal park. The Seaquarium failed to maintain federal regulations. Now, the suit claims the company has failed to keep the property in a good state, but the Seaquarium's operators say, no, we've made improvements, and they called the lawsuit baseless, offensive, unfounded, and politically driven. They're also suing the county to protect its legacy.
Yeah.
Give me a moment.
Let me ask you a question, though. Is the Seaquarium in an area that would be, like, if it were to close down, would that property be worth a lot of money, like where it is?
I believe it would, but I don't know because there was some other...
because, they're openly violating a bunch of things.
they are.
I'm not trying to defend them. I just wonder, where that property is and if it have any value after the fact.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I guess first they just need to get them off the damn property. An upcoming tax-free shopping period that lawmakers dub Freedom Month begins Monday. The tax holiday is going to allow shoppers to avoid paying sales taxes on a wide range of recreational items and activities like concerts, sporting events. Want to go fishing for the first time?
Yeah.
Your fishing pole will be tax-free. Your tackle, your bait. Florida Retail Federation President Scott Shaley hopes the more narrowed focus will increase consumer awareness and provide a summer boost to retailers.
The idea of paring it down to a month is helpful. I think it definitely makes people focus more on that opportunity. It gives our retailers an opportunity to plan their marketing and put things in place that are more focused.
Again, the Freedom Holiday begins Monday, July 1st, and runs through July 31st.
I'm thinking I should start fishing.
You like that, huh?
I don't know.
Fishing is, yeah.
I like doing it. See, I like doing it in my video game, but I would know. Like, you get the fish, it's like, all right, now what?
Jack, that's it. You just let it go, and you do it again.
I got to tell you, Jack. Mount Dora Library right now has free knitting classes.
Oh, wow.
Drop-in classes. I'm thinking about going myself.
Wow.
So here they at
you could knit me some hair.
My library occasionally has sewing classes, and that's what I
oh, that's right. You want to learn
that.
how to sew
Because I have a machine.
I thought it was knitting.
I think someone in a household should know how to sew.
I agree with that 100%.
Someone to fix the clothes.
Yeah. Got to learn how to thread that bobbin.
Yeah,
because
we don't
why?
this is not a disposable society, people.
Exactly.
We just throw everything away.
This guy tips 100%. All of a sudden, he wants to rule the world.
Hey, it's not a bad idea,
I gotta
right?
save somewhere.
Exactly. Well, it's not going to be on gas prices because they're continuing to experience an upward trend as the start of the 4th of July travel season approaches. AAA says fuel costs jumped by 5 cents overnight, bringing the new state average to $3.44 a gallon. That's 13 cents more than this time last week. Gas Buddy says the drop in prices were initially anticipated are now on hold as oil climbs.
Mm-hmm. I paid $3.18.
Did you really?
Did you really?
Yeah,
I paid a bunch on the road.
How much?
I think $3.40 was the average on the road.
Usually, like, Georgia is cheaper,
Yeah,
and
but
South Carolina is cheaper.
But we had just enough gas to make it through Georgia, Jack.
Oh, no.
You know what?
Just enough gas to make it through Georgia, buddy.
That sucks.
I cannot tell you how many times, and the benefit of a hybrid getting good gas mileage is you can go maybe a week or two before you have to fill up. But, like, I'll see gas prices come down and then go back up before I need them again. It's like, I missed it.
I know.
I feel like I missed the sale.
I don't feel that way because I filled up last night. So hearing that they jumped 5 cents overnight, I'm like, finally, I'm ahead of the game.
But both of you guys drive mouse cars. You drive a mouse car. That thing gets like 1 billion miles a gallon, doesn't it?
That's all right. I'd still beat you on the wheel.
Oh, you could.
All right. A record number of travelers, like I said, are expected to hit Florida roads and crowd airports during the Independence Day holiday weekend. AAA has forecast 4.5 million Floridians will travel more than 50 miles between June 29th and July 7th. I think this is like the first time they've included 2 weekends in their holiday travel forecast. So not just the July 4th weekend, they're including this weekend as well.
That's like a quarter of the state.
So exactly. Now that's a 7% increase from last year. Spokesman Mark Jenkins says Floridians should expect crowded roads and packed airports over the next week and a half.
Even with the various inflationary pressures that are out there, people are still making travel a top priority. They're budgeting for it. In some cases, people are willing to slap down their credit card, maybe even go into a little bit of debt to do it.
Yeah. Do you know how many people nationwide are expected to travel 50 miles or more from home this July 4th holiday?
I mean, my God, if it's Florida is 25% or 23%. So that nationwide is like 70, 80 million.
I'll go 100 million.
I'll go 85 million.
You were so close to your first guess. 71 million.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry you missed.
Did you feel the sincerity?
Again.
Did you?
This guy gets a haircut.
Orlando, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale are among the top U.S. destinations around the 4th of July holiday. So we're not just going to be seeing a lot of Floridians in Central Florida taking in the theme parks. It's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey. This is good news. Brightline is offering Florida travelers a special deal this summer.
All right.
For those looking to take the train, the high-speed passenger train service kicked off its new discount earlier today that will allow people to travel between Orlando and Miami for as low as $32.
Really?
The sale will run through the 4th of July for trips booked through September. Customers will need to apply the promo code GATOR to receive up to 40% off. It will not work for services on Friday or Sunday.
Okay, there you go.
But if you're like me and trying to get to South Florida and figure out how the hell you're going to see Taylor Swift. I've never had a concert experience like this in my life.
Right, yeah.
I mean, because train prices, when it's over $300 one way.
Everything's going to be like that. The rooms have gone through the roof. When we saw Lady Gaga down there, we had to stay in Boca.
And then
drive 45 minutes or so down to Miami because we could not get a hotel room within 30 miles of where she was playing.
And that's exactly what we're experiencing, and it's more than a year out.
Yeah.
All right, and then finally, or not finally yet, the first electric tugboat in history has been just christened in San Diego.
Nice.
The E-Wolf will begin service this week and will replace a diesel fuel tugboat. Port officials say the e-tugboat will operate with zero emissions. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. It's only going to have a one-day battery life and will need to be charged at a station on shore. The E-Wolf boasts the most advanced technology, though, with next-generation radar and sonar. The port estimates that in the first 10 years of use, the new tug will reduce 2.5 tons of diesel fuel pollution, just one e-tugboat.
There you go.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, they got to get that charging thing worked out, but that sounds very cool.
It does 2.5 tons from just one boat.
Like, how about like a solar canopy?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but you're talking ass loads of power to power something like that. Can you imagine the battery? You're pushing ships that weigh hundreds of tons, Jack. It's going to take more than a solar screen.
It's like, hey, when your phone is down to 1%, what would you give to have it at 5%?
About a solar screen.
That's a good point.
Yeah, 2.5 tons of diesel fuel.
And then on the flip side, there's another recall for Tesla's Cybertruck.
Yeah, really?
A trim piece that runs along the trunk is falling off thanks to problems with the glue. This is now the fourth recall issued for the Tesla-built SUV. Oh, but that's not all. There's also a warning that the windshield wiper may stop working.
Okay, that's bad in Florida, by the way.
Tesla also told the feds there's a problem with the motor. That issue has been well documented among owners.
Wow.
Tesla previously delayed deliveries because of the safety issue.
Yeah. But at least it's good looking.
And now you all are officially woke.
Credit to Mother who texted in, but he said the best description that he's heard about the Cybertruck, it looks like a losing car at a Pinewood Derby.
It looks like a giant robot slipper. That's what it looks like, a giant roll. You know those skates you used to strap to your shoes? That's what they look like.
I knew what they look like, but seeing it go down I-4 last night, it was just, I had to take it in. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And now I've seen a couple that have, they've been wrapped. They wrap them in the army green color. That way they don't have the stainless look.
Yeah.
And we saw a truckload of them. I think there were 6 of them on it coming through the Carolinas. And I was like, oh, man, look at that trash truck. What a bunch of junk. Like, I mean, what are those things? Like $100,000 a piece?
At least, I believe.
Get out of here. Have you even seen the interior of one yet?
Nope.
Doesn't it have that stupid, like, airplane steering wheel looking thing?
I don't know.
It's so corny. It's so him.
I know.
Like that's the 13th child of a car. That's what that is. That car represents his 13th child with yet another employee. Jeez, what a clown. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. You know where Polk County was on one for a while, Deb?
Oh, yeah.
Seems like Lake County said, hold my burr. This gentleman handled road rage a little differently. I'll tell you how next.
Ooh, time to learn.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends.
We're still having fun, and you're still the one.
Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and another hot, humid, and stormy afternoon is on the way for Central Florida. We'll expect an afternoon high of 93 degrees in Orlando with about a 70% chance of some afternoon showers and storms. These will really get going, especially after lunchtime today. Heavy downpours and frequent lightning will be possible. Once we factor in the humidity, feels like temperatures will be in the low 100s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
And if you've ever dreamed about really updating one of the bathrooms in your house, you know that bathroom that keeps you from having family events at your house because you're so embarrassed by it? Well, Rebath of Mid-Florida can go in and really change that entire scenario for you. They can do it with incredible products that they have in-house and an even better installation team. And they do this all the time, by the way, guys. And look, man, let me tell you something. This is not a 4-week, 6-month process. 4 to 6 days is the average replacement time. They do it with their employees, so you see the same team every day. Then they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And even better, if you mention you heard about them from us here at the Jim Colbert Show, they'll give you $800 in upgrades. If you visit the showroom, 436 in Altamont, right across from Kobe, you'll see some of the models set up. And those models are just to show you what they can do with these products. Multiple choices of toilets and tubs and lighting and cabinetry. They have the bathroom for you, and they're ready to install right now. Hop on board or hop online at rebathmidfla.com. Look at those before and after, guys, and then book your appointment. And don't forget to mention the Jim Colbert Show for $800 in upgrades. It's rebathmidfla.com.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1076. 800-499-1076. 800-499-1076.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Can't escape the office this summer? Make your workdays tastier with delicious savings from EasyCater, the #1 site for workplace catering with over 100,000 restaurants to choose from. Save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So order some food for work and save some green with delicious summer savings. Order now at EasyCater.com. Order must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Radio 104.1.
More Jim Colbert Show in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, I have a funny story, at least I think it's funny, about Les Mis. A bunch of buddies and I went to Toronto. We were all 19, 20 years old. Spent a week there and spent every night in the strip clubs like you do when you're 19, 20 years old. One of my buddies said, enough, I've got to get some culture. Went to see Les Mis. We met Jason Priestley, or bumped into him at one of the strip clubs. He ended up paying for all our drinks and dances and everything. Got back to the hotel. My buddy was so pissed that he went and saw Les Mis.
The one guy split off and went to Les Mis and he hooked up with Jason Priestley, who paid for everything.
Yeah.
Bad decision. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. That is a talkback. You could do it as well. Just go to the iHeartRadio app, find Real Radio, use that microphone to send your comment over to Jack. We'll get you on the air. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yep.
What are you laughing at?
Someone said the Cybertruck looks like Tron's jockstrap.
Yeah.
Here's another one that made me laugh. Hang on.
Well, thank you guys for explaining what that weird car was driving around Melbourne, I thought it was the guy from the Back to the Future. I got concerned.
Okay, very good.
And it does look like a whatever slipper you said there.
Yeah,
Jim.
robot slipper, yeah.
Favorite part of that?
Comma.
Comma.
Yeah. Comma.
Talk
when
to
you're
text.
doing voice to text?
Yeah, there you go.
It's fun when you do it on an answering machine.
Yeah. So we talked about Lake County having some growth. And, of course, that story you read about the politics a little bit earlier was Lake County based as well. So as these counties grow, we saw this happen in Polk. They went through a thing. Now Marion County went through it for a little bit. You notice like every bad story for about a year seemed to be coming out of Marion County.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now it looks like Lake County is finally caught up, and they're throwing their hat into the ring of abnormalities. James Box is 56 years old
and should know better.
He was driving down Highway 27 there in Leesburg on Sunday afternoon, right? And just about after 3 p.m., deputies spoke with another driver who said a Kia Optima swerved around them and cut them off. The driver of that Kia Optima was later identified as Box. At one point, this guy started throwing stuff at the other vehicle, throwing objects at him while screaming incoherently, right? Further along down the road, I guess they got into, as they kind of moved down 27, they hit another stoplight. Well, this guy, James Box, gets out of his car and starts walking toward the other vehicle that he was originally throwing stuff at. And he did something. What do you think he did?
Pulled out a gun and shot at him.
No, that's a great guess.
Oh, no. He urinated on the car.
No, Jack. No, he just pulled down his pants and exposed his genitals.
Oh.
Nobody impressed?
He just walked up and showed him his junk.
Welcome to Lake County.
As a road rage reaction, his first reaction was, they got to see it.
Not even mooning them.
Right.
Oh, no. Just straight up whipping out the turtle.
And I guess that's what he considered punishment. Because
I'm going to make you look at this.
They said he was charging. Like, he began to charge the car, then stopped and just showing him his junk. They turned and screamed. That's what they said. And by the way, this wasn't... Stop snorting. This wasn't at like midnight. This is 3 p.m.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday in Highway 27, one of the major thoroughfares.
Why couldn't I have been in Leesburg that day?
Through that entire area.
Almost thought like getting rid of my dash cam.
Right.
Nope.
No.
Keep it a little while longer.
Never get rid of it. Of course, the cops went to the guy's house because there's probably a 50 camera shoot on this.
Right.
Probably like it happened in 3D. There's so many cameras that took pictures of it. They went to his house and they said, hey, man, we
need to identify you. Drop your pants, please.
This happened, and you match the physical description. You're wearing the same clothes and everything. Dude goes, no, man. No. I wasn't even around a road rage. I wasn't even around a road rage incident today.
Oh, okay. Today.
Quote, they must be confused. Of course, now he's being, he posted a $1,000 bond and got out. I can't believe they let him out for only $1,000. So that's a $10,000 bond? No, a $1,000 bond. So he had to put up $100?
That's it.
After showing his junk in traffic? Is that all? So for $100, I can go and show my drunk in traffic?
Are you thinking about it?
I'm not, but my God, man.
He'll still have a court date. He could still have court fines.
I know, but man, you listen. Like, how many kids were in that traffic? Like, if I even urinated on the side of the road and somebody under the age of 15 sees it, guess what? I'm now like a sexual offender, right? This guy yanks his junk out in the middle of traffic, and they're like, okay, you're cool. How about a hundo? That sounds good. Why don't you just go back to your house and, kind of think about what you did?
It's one way to stop traffic.
Isn't that crazy to you guys? Like, you hear about this all the time, like people just kind of urinating in public, not even really aware anything's happened. They find out there's like, somebody under the age of 16 within 100 yards of them. They're going to jail for a year. This guy yanks his junk out in traffic at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And he gets out for a $1,000 bond? That's like $100, right? 10%?
Or was it $1,000 he got out and it was $10,000?
Can I tell you? Either way, it's the cheapest thing ever.
Oh.
So again, for $1,000, I can show my junk in traffic and be home that night.
Go for it.
To see Jeopardy. Stop it, Jack. I'm not doing that.
I dare you.
407.
Do that with the skullet. Do that with the skullet.
Oh, man.
Come on. We're going to make it a whole package deal.
I got your skullet right here.
Yeah, exactly. Check this skullet out.
Can I tell you something? It would not take me long to grow one. Here's the problem I have with it, right? If I grew the skullet, what do you do with a side skullet? I don't want that hair. I want to be able to see it. I just want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and to go like nothing's happening.
Well, sweep it back into a ponytail.
Yeah. God, it's such a terrible look.
Yeah, but you have
everybody can do the ponytail look. My God,
you have to go through that stage of where it's longer on the sides, but not long enough to be able to reach a ponytail.
Yeah.
So those are the growing pains.
You might want to do the pigtail thing for the side look, like for a while, like the Wendy's look. You know?
Yeah, like a Jimmy Lawn stocking.
Yeah.
It grows very thick in the back.
Does it really?
Oh, yeah. Very thick. Rope-like.
Oh,
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Very, very, very virile in the back.
I don't know if that's a bragging point.
Yeah, it is a bragging
You're virile
point.
in the back? You're virile in the back.
Well, my hair.
Okay.
Come on. Stop trying to make this gay. But it would grow so thick. I would look. Like, I could Rapunzel your ass, like up a. What? I'm serious, man. My hair in the back is thick AF. You never.
I don't believe you.
You guys realize you never lose your back head hair. Like, when you have the bozo, that never goes-os.
Bozo never goes-o?
Show title.
If you have the long hair, wouldn't they be Rapunzeling your ass?
No. I let it down out of the tower. They're like Jim Punzel. And I let it down. They crawl up.
Jim Punzel.
Give me some boiled peanuts and haul ass.
Ice cold Pepsi and some boiled peanuts.
Yeah, that's it, man. I'm out.
Little moon pie action.
Oh God, it would be so delicious.
What, the skullet?
Oh, my skullet would be incredible. It would be like, I'm telling you, it would be big.
Think of the social media hits we could get while following the stages of the skullet. Stages of the skullet.
I could perm it.
Oh, dude, we could crimp it.
I used to perm my mullet back in the day.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Pictures. I need pictures. We need pictures.
Evil eye.
I've got confirmation that at one point in my life, from the ears down, I had a pretty ripped out, permed mullet. Yeah, that's 89, 90 in that world. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who has those photos?
No, that's impossible to find out.
You sure?
Yeah, no. And that's when my move at the club was you would be dancing. I would just moonwalk around you.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh.
Then I'd stop into the Running Man until I passed out. It was so I left it in too long. So it was like a bunch of pin springs. It was from the ear down. I had blonde pin springs for hair. It could hurt you if you tried to run your hands through it. It could take a nail off.
So basically, your scalp punished you for those choices by saying, you know what? You can't be responsible for hair.
Yeah. You don't deserve us.
You don't deserve us. We're leaving.
I permed it so that it would break. You could snap a piece off like old pasta. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. If you have questions about your dog's behavior, now is the time. Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training is up next for a couple segments. We'll do that right after this.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
Slow traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area by the major attractions exits as well as through downtown. No problems to report for those traveling north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Things are up to speed east and westbound as well on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Gatorland.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $17.50 admission now through the end of June. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Guys, buy one, get two free at Pyro Spot Fireworks. Pyro Spot has Florida's largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks with prices and products that will absolutely blow the competition away. You can use their touch screens to watch videos. That way you can design your own incredible fireworks show. Just visit their locations in Eustis, Sanford, and Longwood, just 10 miles north of downtown Orlando. But what you get here is the greatest selection of fireworks in Orlando. The guy who owns this company is one of the greatest dudes out there. There's a no-dud guarantee. Visit iwantfireworks.com for valuable coupons and store locations. That's iwantfireworks.com. Buy one, get two free at Pyrospot Fireworks and be a backyard hero.
The 2024 Mikeys are here. Hey, guys, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Join me Friday, June 28th at the Hilton Orlando Altamont Springs for the 2024 Mikey Awards. Join us as we celebrate the best in Florida sports. Tickets are $40 and includes a food buffet and 2 beer tickets. Come on out, hang out with your favorite 96.9 The Game personalities as we honor the best in Florida sports. Tickets available now at 969thegame.com/Mikeys, presented by Bud Light.
The Family 4-Pack is back. Florida residents save with this exclusive offer featuring discounted tickets for a party of 4 to Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Discover something real this summer. Visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. That's the only place where you can meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, and stand nose-to-nose with the real Space Shuttle Atlantis and much more. So much fun. We love the KSC Center. These guys are just awesome. You can launch into bold new territory this summer at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex and do that at a down-to-earth price, of course, calling all space explorers. Come face-to-face with the real space and cutting-edge innovations of space exploration from NASA. Explore more today and grab your family passes at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
Dude, we all can see you. You're not that tricky. Put the phone down. Trust me, nobody liked your last 50 posts. They're not going to like the one you just did while you were driving. I can see you, man. Don't pretend. Don't think because your hand's below the dashboard, I don't know what you're doing. This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman Lynn. I'm the one who's going to be suing you. For all the other people, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell. Offices, Orlando.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0 so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Why is Navage perfect for allergy sufferers? Rhino Systems Medical Director Dr. Howard Levine explains.
If someone's exposed to allergens, they can get rid of those immediately by washing out the nose. Navage works by pulling saline in one nostril, through the nose and out the other nostril, sucking out allergens, mucus, dust, and germs. Experience on-the-spot relief so you could breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier.
Navage is available at Sam's Club, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or online at Navage.com. Navage. Breathe easy.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
Do you need your contractor's license? In 4 short weekends with Camtech School of Construction, you'll be able to ace the state exam. Get legal, get licensed, get Camtech. Join us for a free info seminar this Thursday night at 7 p.m. at the Holiday Inn Universal. 1-800-875-PASS.
Divorce? Call Trenley & Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeart Radio app.
Good afternoon, the Colbert Show, Prince of the Island. Jimmy, you don't have to worry about anything. I mean, you can pull your trousers down in traffic and nobody will get a phone. They wouldn't even find anything. And you'll just get a slap for $10, trust me. And it's not a big deal. You're a white man concho. I'm sorry.
Easy, dude.
Jim
man.
Punzel, and ramen noodle hair. Who didn't have that kind of perm in the 80s? I'm with you. I can't.
Someone said
I love how tickled she was.
Someone said you could Rapunzel your hair in the back right up to your ass. And braid it right into your ass.
Yeah.
Our next guest had a perm in the 80s.
Oh, could you imagine? All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Jack is right over there, and Deb has Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman at Klausman Law. We're going to tell you how you can get in touch with Glenn at the end of the segment. But now, please join me in welcoming our usual fourth Wednesday guest, Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training.
No perm.
True or not true? Perm in the 80s?
Well, I'm glad we've done the hair thing because 50% of the people in here now have hair envy.
How did you wear your hair in the 80s, Daryl? Are you you're about my age, aren't you? You're a little bit older
I'm
than me?
I'm 60 in January.
Okay, good. So you and I are close. I'll be 57 in December. So how did you wear your hair in the 80s?
Embarrassingly. You
have the Brian May perm?
No, I had I used a paddle brush. That should give you
what is
a big flat. It looks like something you'd spank someone with. I'm guessing. So I'm told.
Okay,
but it's a big flat brush. But then I joined the police and they just shaved most of it off. So I've been bald most of my life, in various stages.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit before you came on, and there was a story out of New Smyrna Beach or Daytona?
Yeah, out of New Smyrna Beach. Yeah,
about a pit bull attack.
Yeah, this was it's a rescue dog. They got the rescue dog from the shelter. They'd had it 6 weeks. No problems at all. Apparently, it loved them. They loved it. And the interesting part actually that I read, because it was a short story, a neighbour came round, and the dog went berserk, and it bit the owner, the woman, latched onto her calf, was ragging her calf, shaking her calf. She managed to get the dog off, and she actually got into the dog's crate. It wasn't in there. So she got into the dog's crate and shut the door to protect herself, and the dog then turned on the husband and attacked him as well. And the sheriff's department turned up, and they put 4 rounds into the dog and killed it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, they had to.
Yeah.
Because a neighbor came over?
Yeah, and that was the odd thing, because I was thinking they had no problem at all up until that point, and it seemed a strange thing to put in there. The neighbour came over. And I've got a feeling that the reason it went crazy was a thing called redirected aggression. I think the neighbours come over, the dog's gone nuts with the neighbour coming over, a stranger, whatever. And there's this thing that people really need to be aware about, that when the dog goes crazy, it can turn on anything.
It's just going crazy.
Yeah.
At that point, it's locked everything else out.
That's the thing.
It's just attacking.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what happened. They probably got hold of it to try and stop it from attacking the neighbour or going crazy, and it's turned on them.
Is this just a reaction to them being afraid of their surroundings, and like there are more people that one person was the overload, even though it was only 3 people?
It can be fear. I mean, aggression takes several forms. It can be fear aggression, it can be dominance aggression, it can be territorial aggression. In this case, it's got to be either fear or territory. But unfortunately, it lost its mind at this point, and they turn on anything. It can be a dog next to them, it can be the owner, and that's the problem when a dog's on a leash. If your dog is reactive to other dogs, it starts going crazy. If you're holding the leash and you're trying to pull it back, the dog can turn and bite you.
So somebody, actually, Mandy from Ginger's Baking texted us at 77031 saying adopted a dog with leash reactivity and would love to talk to Daryl. So leash reactivity. So I had a German Shepherd that was a great dog off the leash, but when you put her on a leash, she became a completely different dog. It was like once that control was taken away from her, fear replaced it. Is that what it is?
It's the fight or flight response. A dog has a choice when it's faced with something either it's afraid of or not happy with in some way. They can either run away from it or they can fight it. And if you take away the ability to run away, to flight, there's only fight left. So when you put a dog on a leash, where normally they would be able to get away if they needed to, suddenly they can't get away, so they overcompensate with aggression. And that's leash reactivity. So the dog can be perfect off leash. On a leash, it then gets that fight or flight instinct.
So she really needs to call you and have you guys come out.
Yeah, we switch it off.
So, does this have anything to do? Okay, I don't want to put a bad thing out there for rescue dogs because it's a shame that it is a rescue dog because of people. Obviously there are many people that we know that have dogs that need homes, and you don't want anything to ruin or stop people from considering that before they buy an animal. So, does it have anything to do with that? The dog's age, how the dog was raised. I mean, could this happen to anybody's dog? I mean, a dog you've had in your house for 3 or 4 years that you think you're safe with, this could happen?
It's with rescue dogs, they come with certain,
baggage.
Background. Yeah, they come with baggage. People don't get rid of perfectly good animals. So normally they haven't had what they needed along the way. And so they haven't been socialized or they've been exposed to things that have caused problems mentally for them. And when you get a rescue dog, you just need to be aware of the fact that, you don't really know them for a little while. So you've got to be careful with things like grabbing hold of them if they are reacting, things like that.
Getting eye level and looking at them in the eye.
Kissing them in the face.
Yeah, because staring at a dog is a challenge to them.
Sure, yeah.
But people want to try and be friends with them. And this is the thing, I know a little while ago we talked about what to do if you are attacked by a dog, because it's becoming more and more prevalent. Staring at a dog can provoke an attack.
Okay.
So if you're approached by a dog, not knowing where the dog is, keeping it in your peripheral vision, but not staring at the dog, turning at a slight angle and backing away slowly, but don't turn your back on it. That can help. And what you do is you try and get to anywhere that could offer cover if the dog decided to attack.
Right.
Now, if the dog does attack, or you think the dog's going to attack, there's not a lot you can do.
I was going to say, what can you do in that moment? So
the best advice I can give, based on I've dealt with a lot of dog attacks in my time, especially in the police and the canine unit, attacks on civilians, and obviously I've run for police dogs all my life. If you've got something on, you can take off. If you've got a jacket on, I know that's unusual in Florida, but if you've got a jacket on, if you've just got a t-shirt on, take it off and wrap it around an arm. And while you're backing away, sort of just say to a 45-degree angle, as you're backing away, if the dog attacks, give it the arm to bite. It's the least problematic part. So give it the forearm to bite. But the important thing is this, that you keep the arm moving. When the dog's on, you keep the arm moving. It's like when a dog attacks something, it's not going to let go while the thing is wriggling around and moving. So as long as you keep that arm moving, you'll keep the teeth busy, and that's the important bit, because nothing else can hurt you except the teeth. So you keep the teeth busy while you back away to somewhere else, and then you've got to try and get something between you and it, or get to help.
Right. I know that you probably don't like talking about things like this, about striking the animal or whatever, but I mean, we hear this with shark attacks and other attacks. Is there a thing where you try to get a finger in the dog's eye? Are you trying to knee the dog, or is there anything you're trying to do like that?
There's not a lot that will get a dog. If a dog is attacking you, there's not a lot that will get the dog. They have a tremendously high pain threshold. Dogs get run over and they get up and they run away. So beating a dog, kicking a dog and that kind of thing don't really do much. And the problem you've got when you're kicking out at a dog is you're exposing your femoral arteries.
Right, gotcha, yeah.
So you've got to be careful. Unfortunately, medium to large sized dogs, their mouth is right level with where you don't want it to be with the femoral artery.
Right,
one bite on there, you'll bleed out.
Right there in your groin area, right?
Yeah. So you've got to try and just keep that mouth busy on your arm. If the dog's got a collar on, if you can get someone to get something in that collar and twist it, you can cut the airway off to the dog, and then it will have to release because it will have to breathe. But there's the thing about, putting your finger up dogs' backsides when they're fighting other dogs. It doesn't work. I've tried it. It doesn't work.
I'm sorry, but I never heard of that.
Somebody did that to me in school, and I got in a fight.
Now he requests
I just fought harder and blew a kiss.
And if you do go to the ground, if you do end up going to the ground, you've got to tuck yourself into a little ball and protect all those vital organs and don't scream and wriggle. Just stay. So the dog thinks you're dead.
Well, I do have a couple calls here before we take this break. Also, if you want to call, 407-916-1041. We'll take these. We'll take a couple breaks. We'll come back and we'll just rip through a bunch of them. Let's get to Justin. How you doing, Justin? Welcome to the show.
Good. Thank you very much. Hey, I got a dog I acquired about 2 months ago. He's a half collie, half blue heeler, and he's being overly aggressive to the dog I've had for about 10 years. He's a Doberman. I think he's being protective of me, but every time he is in front of him, he just completely just goes for the jugular and attacks him. I had him neutered, and he's been crated for about a month, but he's still, every time I let him out, I've had him in a muzzle, and I'm getting ready to try a shock collar, but I haven't tried that yet, so I'm just trying to figure out how I can kind of get him to chill out.
Give us a call, because you've got to be very careful with the shock collar. A shock collar can actually cause you more problems than it solves. Because if it thinks the other dog is doing that, if it's getting pain applied to it, and it thinks the other dog's done that, it can actually promote an attack or provoke an attack in it. So you have to be very careful with that. It's something which you do need help with. The dog is sensing the fact your older dog is getting older, perhaps a little more frail. It's taken on more of a leadership role. It's decided, okay, you're no good for the pack anymore. You can leave. So it's something we can fix. You've got the muzzle, which is great because, if we're going to practice getting the dogs together and correcting that behaviour and switching the dog off, the muzzle is essential because we want to make sure nothing can go wrong. But, we need to step in on behalf of your older dog and teach the younger one that, hey, this is not acceptable behaviour.
Yeah, and Justin, what we'll do is we'll give you all the information of how to contact Daryl and make an appointment at the end of the program for sure. But it sounds like that's something you can certainly help him with.
Yeah, absolutely. We do that, every day.
And let's get to Mandy here real quick. Mandy, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Fiction Dog Training.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call. We adopted a dog from Orange County. She was picked up as a stray, so we have zero background information on her. She's about 3. Loves people, loves our other dog. We put her on a leash to go for a walk. She spots another dog. Doesn't matter what size, breed, whatever, and she just goes ape. Scream barking, growling, lunging. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so this sounds exactly what we were talking about just now with leash reactivity. If she's fine with other dogs normally, and as soon as you put it on leash, that's when she starts to go ape. It can be the fact that she is, because she's restricted, she feels that she has to overcompensate. It can also be that she's trying to protect you too much. So if she's fine on her own with other dogs, but as soon as she's with you, another dog comes along and she feels like she needs to protect you, then that's a different matter. But it's something we can fix. We need to switch her off of it by providing a consequence to that action. The consequence doesn't need to be painful and physical, but it does necessarily. We need to find out what will switch her off and distract her from that behaviour. And it's not treats, because treats don't do that. When there's a lot of adrenaline going on, you can offer them a filet mignon and they're not going to take it. So we have to find out.
She's not distracted at all. We'll avoid another dog as best as we can. And as long as it's in eyesight, she just is inconsolable.
Yeah, and one of the mistakes some people make is when they have a dog like this, they'll get the dog to sit or to try and lay down when another dog comes past. That makes things worse because you're putting the dog into a more submissive position. So give us a call. We'll work out what switches her off. Okay. We'll work on the timing as well, because often we leave things too late. You have to look at the early signs. When her body language changes, that's the time to administer the distraction before the adrenaline starts to build. Adrenaline's not our friend when it comes to our dogs.
Yeah, Mandy, we'll get a hold of you and make sure that you get an appointment with Daryl, okay?
All right, awesome. Thank you so much,
We
guys.
can certainly fix that, Mandy.
Yeah,
no
you're
problem.
the best. By the way, if you ever get out to Winter Garden, go to Ginger's Baking Company. Mandy's a genius. She makes those whoopie pies that'll change your life.
Oh, now
she makes
come
those,
on.
She's my personal baker.
Is she?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Every time we have a special occasion, she makes all the cakes for us.
Oh.
She's the absolute greatest. Again, that's Ginger's Baking Company. She didn't ask for this. I just gave it to her.
You're so generous.
You see the size of me? I don't need you.
Yeah. You don't need that. That's damn good. All right, 407-916-1041. If you have a question for Daryl Payne from Paw Fiction Dog Training about the behavior of your dog, he has some answers for you guys. Again, we have lines open, 407-916-1041. We'll load them up and take them right after this.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Try it with Angel. Try it with Angel.
What?
You know what?
So uncomfortable.
I want to let you know. I appreciate a lot of things that you do. I love you, man.
Yeah, you're the man, dude.
That's all you got.
I got goosebumps. I hate it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy traffic continues this afternoon on I-4 in the Orlando area for those traveling by the major attractions exits. Looking at some accident activity causing delays westbound on the beach line near Innovation Way, causing some heavy traffic on the toll road. No problems for those who need to take the Greenway or the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Manage the time and costs of hiring for your business by working with Express Employment Professionals. With 40 years of experience helping more than 75,000 businesses manage their workforce each year, let Express Pros help you. Visit ExpressPros.com.
This summer, get a new grill at a great price from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. How about up to $300 of a brand new Traeger grill? That way you can get that wood-fired flavor when you cook for the family. Maybe, just maybe, you like propane grills. How about up to $150 off a brand new grill from Napoleon? But Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can easily shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0, so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
CoverGirls don't need a filter. Introducing CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, the skincare makeup hybrid that delivers a plump, more youthful-looking complexion. Made with a plant-based retinol alternative, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness. Pigmented capsules burst and blend, leaving a sheer, even tint, while hydrating for up to 24 hours. Available in 8 adaptable shades. Radiant skin is only a pump away with CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Essence.
Season 2 of the hit podcast, The Idaho Massacre, explores the aftermath of violence at the University of Idaho that left 4 families mourning and a 28-year-old doctoral student charged. But did his study of criminology play a part in the crime?
Of course, Brian Kohberger's defense team is going to say he's not guilty. That's the only thing they can say. They can't say anything else, so they have to say this.
Listen to the Idaho Massacre on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search the Idaho Massacre.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
Experience Pisces Rising, Mount Dora's premier waterfront dining. Enjoy sunset views, live music, and unlimited mimosas at Sunday brunch. Perfect for celebrations or intimate nights. Fresh, local, distinctive. Make reservations at PiscesRisingDining.com.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was?
We have to do our job, and we have to find out, who did they kill? If it's possible. How are we going to do that?
Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Happy Wednesday, Jim Colbert and Company. It's Concrete Mike. Mr. Payne, I'd like to introduce you to some redneck theories here that we do for dog fights, which, you don't always have it, but we've always been taught to throw black pepper in their face and it'll make them go to a sneezing attack and stop biting and fighting. Granted, everybody doesn't always have black pepper available, but if you're at home, you can run inside and grab some real quick.
Haven't heard that one.
Well, pepper spray.
For sure.
That's what I'd carry if I was a mailman.
Yeah. And someone very aggressively is suggesting you put a finger in their butt.
Yeah. That's people are really.
People seem to like that. It doesn't work.
No, it's one person who keeps texting it.
Apparently, it works for them.
Did the judge not tell him he shouldn't do that anymore?
There's no typing version of, is this on? Are y'all hearing me? I'm saying finger and butthole.
I'll just say it again.
Yeah.
Right, and again. And again.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is as well. We are in the midst of Animal House, a 2-segment extravaganza with our buddy Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training, the premier dog trainer in all of Orlando. He comes on once a month and takes questions from you guys about the behavior of animals. Maybe he can give you a quick little tip on how to cure that at home, but if not, you can certainly book him for an appointment. And he guarantees that it will work. And by the way, he comes back until it does. No extra charge. It's just
give a lifetime of support. Yeah.
Once you pay this guy, he will not stop trying to get your dog to act right. It's a pretty good service. All right. We promised Derek his battery's about to die, so we'll get to him at top. Derek, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for holding. We appreciate it. You're on with Daryl Payne.
Hey, Daryl. Hey, guys. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Just a long story short. So my dog was trained professionally, all that. And as a puppy, I couldn't find the right crate for him. He's also a pit bull, but I finally found one, et cetera, et cetera. But basically my question is, now he's kind of he's almost 10, and I started a new job that I have to work 10 hours, and I'd really love not to keep him in the crate for that long. Is it worth just letting him out for that long, or I mean, like, what's the best way to kind of? I mean, I have gone to Publix for
buddy.
like
I got to tell you something. That's a great question. We get
It
a lot
is.
of the same questions, but that is a really good question on whether or not you leave your animal out or you crate them while you're at work. Because a lot of people have questions about that. Thanks for your call, buddy.
I'm guessing you said he's nearly 10. I'm guessing 10 years now.
Yeah.
So normally we would have a dog out of a crate by the time it was about a year old. So puppies have to be in a crate. But what I normally suggest is if you're going out just for an hour or so, then have them in a puppy pen as opposed to the crate. Don't always crate them. We crate for two reasons: potty training, and we crate them because of damage. Normally, when they get to about 10 months, 12 months, the potty training's all done and the damage is gone as well.
Yeah, because some dogs chew, right? There are a couple. There's some of the breeds that just like to gnaw stuff. I know that Great Danes are notorious for that.
Yeah, we want to try and get them out by the time they're 12 months old. So the best thing is to do it in increments. Give them something they can play with. Give them, a chew that they can work on. One of the interactive toys that provides treats for them while they're playing with it, and just leave them for 15 minutes. Put a camera on them. There's plenty of cameras out there now. Put a camera on them, see how they go, and then slowly build it up. But if your dog's 10, Derek, I would certainly stick a camera in the house. See how he goes, but give him plenty of things to do and to play with.
Yeah,
and just sort of so when you're not at work, monitor him and sort of build it up. Be ready to jump into the house if you need to, so he thinks you're always just outside.
So, like, maybe just leave for a grocery trip or an hour or two before you do the whole 10-hour workday.
Oh, absolutely. With Derek, I would give, put the camera on and give the dog half an hour. Then go back in there if he's good. I mean, he's 10 years old. The chances are, he's got
just
stuff to chew on. I think it's just that fear that he's going to destroy the house. But normally we're out of it by then.
All right, 407-916-1041. Let's continue on. Terry, how you doing? You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it.
Daryl, I've got an issue with a Corgi that has become suddenly aggressive towards my 15-year-old lab and my 10-year-old dachshund.
Aww.
They've lived together for 4 years, but the aggression has gotten worse where there's fights that break out. My partner and I live together. She's always home, and I work up in Ocala, so a lot of hours. So she's always home with them, and I understand Corgis kind of pick their person, but it's a meal, it's food aggression, and it's a person aggression.
Yeah, Daryl, let me handle this one if you don't mind. Ma'am, get a new breed of dog. Corgis suck.
Hey, I got you. Don't worry, I got
Corgis
you.
are German Shepherds with short legs. That's what they are. We've got one at the training, and I can never know if it's laying down or standing up. If the grass is just a little bit long.
But what happens with that? We hear that quite often where you'll have a set dog, another dog is introduced, and for some reason the dynamic gets all mixed up. It's not necessarily breed related, is it?
No, it sometimes breeds don't help, but it's not breed related specifically. And what we've got here is a dog that has taken on the person. Right, that's my person. That's my dinner, my person, my ball, my this, my that. The age is a big giveaway. Similar to the last caller, the same thing. The older dogs are getting older. The younger ones sensing weakness and going, okay, everything's mine now, and you can all back off. This is what happened in the wild. It's just we don't want it to happen there. So again, same thing as the last caller. Give us a call. Let us come over. We can sort the younger one out and bring it down a few pegs of the,
I like
ladder.
That. I like that.
Yeah.
Smack it around a little bit. I love it.
And restore the peace and harmony.
The Corgi lived with my mother previously, who is now in assisted living, and we got him from her, and he had no training whatsoever.
Oh, he's spoiled.
Well, he's got a new person now. As well. Yeah, he hasn't got your mother anymore, so he's now new person. He's now got your partner. So it's like, right, you're my person now. And if he's a dog that's used to having one person, the others are a bit of an annoyance. So it's like, you two can leave.
Yeah.
Well, Terry, give him a call. He'll get you all sorted out. Daryl will get you guys going.
We'll square him up for you.
Get you all sorted. He'll smack him around a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's just the finger in the butt thing is just living on. Someone texted us.
I won't finger your dog, I promise. I won't finger your dog.
Someone texted us and said, if I see an aggressive dog, I put a finger in my own butt to neutralize it. And then someone really want to know, do I put a finger in the dog butt or the person being bitten? And then Angela said,
all of these are valid questions, by the way.
It's a good question. Yeah. It depends which court you want to go to.
Because here's the thing: if you do it to the person with the dog's going to start laughing.
Someone said, "Try the butt finger on Jim." No,
no, God, please don't. No. Andrew, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training.
Hey, how are you guys? Quick, concise. English Bulldog, reputable breeder, resource guarder ever since he was born. I sit in the cage with him, or I should say like the crated area and with him, and I head fed him like the whole time, like in his bowl, tossing things around. I hand feed him now still, which is great, English Bulldog all over my hand. But even if I do give it to him in a bowl, I can give like a preferred treat over to the side to take the bowl away. 2 weeks ago, he had started to attack the bottom of my door from kind of what you were saying earlier. It sounds like he was, there was something else that he was angry about. Little known fact, we found out 7 months ago. I thought he ate something plastic, didn't show up on x-rays. Turns out that's what was in his stomach. So I haven't had any outbursts like that, but his resource guarding as far as it comes from bowls or blankets has still been an issue. And I wanted to know, am I still going the right route as far as hand feeding him, or is there more redirection that I should be looking for?
First and foremost, I want to tell you, if ever I do an advertisement on this station, I want you to do the disclaimer.
We had a lot of words in there. Yeah. All right, listen, buddy. He'll give you an answer here. Just listen to your radio.
I wouldn't hand feed him. It's a little bit of a
servitude.
Yeah, you being in service to him, I wouldn't hand feed him. Give us a call. We'll sort out the resource guarding. He's an English Bulldog. They are renowned for being stubborn. I wouldn't have one if you scotch taped a $1,000 check to it. Dumb as a rock, but they do ride skateboards.
But they can't breathe.
Those poor things.
Yeah,
they can't
that's
breathe.
a blessing, actually. No, I wouldn't hand feed him. Give us a call. We'll correct him for the resource guarding and that kind of stuff. What I would do is get a thing called the green feeder. You can get it on Amazon. You spread his kibble in there. Let him work on that. It will keep him busy. It takes his mind off of worrying about everyone trying to take his food as well, because they can't think of two things at once. In fact, they can't think of one thing at once.
I love his hate for English Bulldogs.
And he's English.
I know. Well,
he looks kind of like an English Bulldog.
You're not the first person to say that, actually. When I had a boxer, people used to say, "Oh, look, dogs and owners." But yeah, don't hand feed him. Call us. Let's get over the.
Even I knew that was bad.
He's too big for his boots.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. You teach them that. Oh, I am the master of this domicile.
That's right. Yeah. That's why you never even let them. I don't even let my dogs walk in the house before me.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
I don't even do that.
Yeah, give us a call. I'll send Penny over. I hate Bulldogs.
I can tell.
All right, let's get to it. Hey, Claire, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl from Pawfection Dog Training.
Hi. I have a question. I rescued three puppies, and I got 2 other dogs at home, too. The 3 puppies are now 3 years old, and they're all female except for one. And Slasher is... every time I turn around, he's lifting his leg. He's housebroken, but to a certain extent, because it's not all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. And he's on fluoxetine. He's been neutered, and he still, here and there, lifts his leg. I'll find it that he lifted his leg. Is there anything I can do for him?
Change his name from Slasher. my first advice. The reason he's doing it is because he's got a house full of females. He's the male and he's marking his territory. He's
just another dude.
He's probably
we're good at it.
Probably barking at people at the door, that kind of thing. It's not normally just one thing when it comes to marking territory.
Daryl, is it all about look how high I can get it? Right? Can you see that height? Did you see that height?
Way up there.
That's a big spray.
You know what that means, ladies?
Yeah, that's the thing. You got one male in lots of females, and he's protecting his harem. He needs to be put back in his place and taught he's not the big king of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can do it for you, Claire. Again, at the end of the show, we'll give you all the contact information, or at the end of the segment, we'll give you the contact info where you can get with Daryl and book an appointment and have him straighten your dog out for sure. Let's get to Charles. Charles, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training.
Hi, Daryl. I was calling in. I've had a sad 2 weeks. Had to put my 12-year-old German Shepherd down.
Oh.
He mauled my mother and me. My mom was letting him out to go use the restroom, which every day, same routine, never had a problem. He turned on her, attacked her, got her on the ground, and then obviously I had to come running and get the dog off of her, and then he decided to start attacking me. The question I had is the doctor said that he had Alzheimer's. I've never heard of a dog having Alzheimer's before or anything like that. So I was wondering, because I have also a female XL American Bully, and now my mother is a little gun shy to be around any dogs because of what happened to her, obviously. And, she is a much bigger dog than the German Shepherd. So is there a sign that you should be looking for or a behavior to see that this dog might? Because, I've had the dog 12 years. He never bit anybody. He never attacked anyone. He was perfect, good. He was one of the best dogs I've ever had in my whole life.
Wow, that's really odd.
Yeah.
What do you think, buddy?
We're sorry for you.
It is a shame.
Is there doggy Alzheimer's?
Yeah, there is. Or
Wow. Is there really?
It's like dementia.
CCD?
Yeah.
Canine cognitive disorder? I
Yeah, it's just like dementia.
So the dog basically forgot that was his owner
not forgot it. It's more that their brain just doesn't work properly, and they react to things, see things that aren't there.
Thanks, Charles.
The Shepherd is a fairly highly strung breed anyway. 12 is getting towards the end of a shepherd's life. Sorry if you've got a shepherd at that age. But that's towards the sort of the third trimester of their life. And that's normally when that sort of thing would happen. And I have seen it with, I was in charge of 300 police German Shepherds. So I saw this a lot with older shepherds. They do go a little bit doolally. The things to look for: staring into space, any behavior that changes from the norm would be early stages.
Like maybe seeming confused.
Yeah, well, they bark at suddenly not bark at nothing.
There you go.
That sort of thing. And
is it kind of like a senior? When a person gets Alzheimer's, it's easily to get scared because you're not recognizing your environment as much anymore, and
that's the thing.
Loss of control.
Yeah, it's all that, and also remember at that age. I'm not suggesting it was with your mum this case, but with other dogs, they get lumps and bumps and illnesses and ailments, and things hurt, and so sometimes when you touch them in a certain way, they might react because they're in pain, and they've got no other way of telling you that. So for the dementia side of things, look for the neurological signs that weren't there before, unexplained behavior. And also, as they get older, watch their joints and stuff like that. If you go to lift them up and they growl, this is a pain induced.
Yeah, that's what started happening with Dex for sure. We have a couple.
There's nothing to say that your other dog will do the same.
Right? Yeah. Right, a couple more. We'll rifle through these pretty quick. Hey, Joe, make it quick, buddy. You're on with Daryl.
Yeah, how you doing? I got a Wasserheimer, Great Dane mix. We adopted. He's 2 years old. We adopted at 6 months. He's aggressive towards me when I get next to my wife to give her a kiss.
Oh.
and I'm the one that disciplines him. He listens to me. I tell him to go to bed. He goes to bed and everything. She's one that babies him. How can I change that?
Right, so check your credit card statement. I think your wife may have paid for training here.
All right. Money, you got to think now.
There you go, buddy.
He's he thinks he's higher than you in the pecking order. To be honest with you, your wife is his female.
That's right,
and he's protecting his female from you. Call us and we'll turn that round for you so that you can have children in the future.
And that's one of the easier fixes because this happens quite often, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the dogs pick sides in relationships, and then it gets kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. They'll get people sitting together on the sofa, and the dog will get right between them and growl at one or the other.
Yeah, female likes the male, and the male dogs like the female.
Absolutely. Our little dog freaks out at my son's dog when he gets close because she's very protective of my wife. Yeah. And anytime the other dog comes near, she loses her mind. Loses her mind. One more here. Hey, Rick, you're last, buddy. Question for Daryl?
Yeah, so Jimmy and Daryl, I was, me and my dog were walking around the other day, and we just were wondering who let the dogs out.
Oh, you're so. I knew your stupid voice. I knew your stupid voice had something stupid to do. I could just feel it. I told myself, when you're a comedian, they always tell you that last joke, when you get that big laugh, get out of there. Don't try anything else. I looked at that and I'm like, you know what? This guy's been holding. I'm going to be nice. Next time, not nice. I'm too nice, Daryl. I get it all the time.
Yeah.
So I never hear that. Great job today, by the way. We had a lot of diverse questions today. I love that.
Yeah, we did. And a lot of really great advice as well because...
And some funny responses.
Yeah. In fact, including, because we'll want to end it on here, to the person who texted us at 77031. No, don't do it, Jack?
I think we've gone to the well too many times.
Oh, man, it was a good one. Anyway.
A lot of BH action today.
Well, one just said, don't try it on your wife. It didn't work out for him.
All right, Darryl, how can people find you, book an appointment? How do they do all these things?
Right, so you can call us on 407-456-1066. You can go onto the website at perfectiondogtraining.com or join our members Facebook page, which is Perfection Dog Training USA members page. And ask the questions on there. And if you're not sure, if you think we can't do what we can do, ask the question on there. Let other people tell you what their experience was. But we can certainly fix it, and with a lifetime guarantee.
Yeah, and the Facebook page is a good group because there are people over there who have already experienced training with you, and they can give you tips, and maybe you can save you a little bit of time, and maybe you can find that answer before you even make the appointment.
And not only that, I'll be posting the Animal House podcast within the next few minutes. So if you want to refresh some of the information that Darryl gave earlier, you'll be able to do that. In the meantime, as always, Animal House is generously brought to us by Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. If you or someone you work with, someone in your family have been in any kind of an accident, car, truck, motorcycle, even a slip and fall, here's just 2 reasons why you need to call Glenn. 1, he's not going to pass you off to a caseworker. Glenn is going to personally handle your case to the point he's going to give you a cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted super lawyer and legal elite. And he's also an animal lover, true friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call at 407-917-1718 or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMANlaw.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Do you share your toothbrush with your partner? There's a story I read today that's where it begins with what couples share together and what they consider off limits. I'll tell you some more of that next.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Wednesday forecast. And today will be another hot day across central Florida. Afternoon highs will be climbing into the low and mid 90s with feels like temperatures in the low 100s. This will all come with increasing rain and storm chances as well, especially as the sea breeze gets going. Heavy rain and frequent lightning is likely with some of these downpours. And we'll expect daily rain and storm chances through the end of this week, along with those hot temperatures. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to ExpressPros.com to find the location near you. That's ExpressPros.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is time to be a hero. Tell your friends and family about Life Imaging FLA. It's summertime. Of course, you want to go to the beach. You want to go to the lake. You want to have those family barbecues, and you want to do it for a long time. Well, with the scan from Life Imaging FLA, that can happen. Find out what's going inside. Because here's the thing, man. You don't know, right? And probably don't go to the doctor enough. And we had a call today about Life Imaging FLA. So many people who have tried this have all called us to say, hey, look, man, thanks so much. We went in as my wife and I thought we had issues, one or the other. And it turned out I was the one with an issue or she was the one with the issue. Either way, Life Imaging FLA gave us an insight to what was happening. We could book that appointment with our doctor and start our plan to make sure that we're around forever. These guys are awesome. Life Imaging FLA, that heart scan's free, just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, and be sure to ask about the cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. Again, that's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Get ready to see the Eagles at Sphere Las Vegas with iHeartRadio. We'll fly you there, put you up at the Venetian Resort Las Vegas, and set you up with VIP tickets, including priority entrance to see the Eagles play Sphere Las Vegas. Welcome to the Hotel California. Plus, we'll make your trip extra special with a helicopter tour of the city. And you'll take home To the Limit, the Essential Collection box set, signed by the Eagles. Winner must be 21 or older. Prize provided by Live Nation. For your chance to win, Just listen to this station on the free iHeartRadio app.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Frank Gay Services has something cool for you. Keep your AC running smoothly with our expert service. Experienced, professional, friendly, and speedy care that earned us thousands of 5-star reviews. That's the Frank Gay way. Visit frankgayservices.com or call for details.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Back in 1964, I had a butch cut. Because my dad was in the military. He died in 63. But the Beatles came on in 64, and I swear, I said, who are these weirdos? Now, how did I know how to say that at 6 years old, huh? Any of you have a butch cut? Not you, Deborah. Bitch has a whole new meaning these days.
Okay. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Big thanks to Daryl Payne. Good show today. Good segments today.
A lot of information.
Yeah, always with his segment, I always want to get something new out there. You know, we hear a lot of the same stuff. My dog eats poop. You know, how do I stop that dog from humping and things of that nature, jumping up? You know, we hear those often, and those are easily fixable, by the way. But, man, some of that other stuff, like, you know, knowing what to do during a dog attack, I never would have thought that. But you're right. You can kind of get a vibe when a dog is sideways.
Oh, yeah.
You just kind of, they're still. They don't make, they don't look gregarious. They look like they're waiting for something to happen. So
Ears
that
are alert, tail is not wagging.
That's right. And I mean that, the whole idea of covering an arm with, an article of clothing, whether it be your jeans, a shirt, whatever the case may be, that's brilliant.
That is brilliant. I never would have thought of that.
Because if you look, when they train these things, what's the first thing they do? They stick that damn arm pad out there for the dog to hit as it's coming in for the attack. And he's right. If you can stop the teeth from, if you can have them bite your arm instead of your neck or some of the other areas
your
that are
femoral arteries.
Yeah, more sensitive. That's way smarter.
survivable.
Never been bitten by a dog. Not by like not by like a dog that wasn't mine, that wasn't doing it playfully.
Right.
I've been, Dex bit me on accident a couple times, but didn't even hurt. It just kind of bit me. I've not had one try to latch onto me and cause damage.
No.
It must be terrifying.
I would imagine it would be. I worked with someone who was an engineer at a previous station, had his ear taken off.
Damn.
Oh,
God. And it doesn't take much, right?
Oh, no. In fact, when he was a kid, and I found that out because one day I had flicked it, and he told me the story.
Oh my God Almighty! What a
nice going, Dad.
What a choice!
Oh, I did that all the time.
The one thing you choose to do is like, oh, stop! I had my ear torn off by a dog.
It's like asking what the W means in a women's department store. Just walk right into those mistakes.
All right, again, 407-916-1041. All right, so our question of the day, by the way, you can get involved with this if you'd like. We'll wrap it up at the end of the show. Go to JimColbertLive.com, our YouTube channel. While you're there, give us a like and subscribe, please. We don't bother you. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help us out quite a bit. We put our question of the day up there. And the question of the day is, do you share your toothbrush with your partner?
Now, is this a one-off or is this on the regular?
Now, I have to tell you, the information that I gathered today does not really define that. My wife and I have probably done this in our 20-plus year relationship, have probably done it no more than 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's always because maybe I forgot. Matter of fact, it happened this past week because I forgot my toothbrush at home. I don't bring my Sonicare with me when I travel. I have another toothbrush we bring with us.
Shocker that you would be the one to forget.
Yeah. And I forgot my toothbrush at home. Damn near, it is the only thing I forgot.
Really?
Which is good. It's the easiest thing to replace, right? A few bucks,
True.
you have another toothbrush. But my wife said, you can use mine tonight, and then I'll get another one tomorrow. In other words, she let me use her toothbrush. Yeah. She did not go back to said toothbrush.
Correct.
After I got done brushing my teeth, my wife told me, you know what? That is now your toothbrush. Yeah. I'll get me a new toothbrush tomorrow. Because it's not good for you, right? Like, it's bad.
Well, to share toothbrushes?
It is bad. Yeah, you're not supposed to share your toothbrush. That's one of the worst things you can do. But, going beyond this, I kind of started looking at, like, what do other things that, people have a difficult time sharing with, right?
Like for women, you shouldn't share your eye makeup.
You should not share your eye makeup.
Shouldn't share your lipstick.
Any of the lipstick or lip balm, any of that stuff you should not share.
In fact, they even say the bacteria can be different between your own 2 eyes.
Yeah.
So, you definitely don't want to, you want to minimize transference.
Mm-hmm.
But you've shared like your chapstick before with Ross.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Deb doesn't have any, yeah.
I'm from the rub some dirt in it generation.
All right.
I've shared Deb's fork once because we didn't have any forks, and I wanted to take a bite of something, so you gave me a bite of your, was it like a cobbler or something? Yeah, you're fine.
I'm still here.
But the other things are kind of weird. Like when we come back at the top of the hour, I want to kind of talk about some things that people, like the percentages of couples that share things.
Like what? Like underwear?
Cell phone passwords. Things like that. Like, you say, I bet the numbers are way different than you think about how many people consider it perfectly normal to share their personal information with their spouse or their life partner. It was amazing. And I found another piece of information that's even more shocking.
That would have been a hell of a lot more interesting question than toothbrush.
No. The toothbrush was the catalyst of it. I think that's more interesting because of the gross thing.
It's running at about 4% now on both platforms, both the YouTube chat and also
say yes.
The Instagram story. 4% say yes on both polls.
Do you think that's higher or lower than the national average? I'll tell you that next.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
Looking at reports of heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon by the major attractions exits for those traveling through the Orlando area today. Stop-and-go delays continue westbound on the beach line due to a crash that blocked the left lane at Innovation Way. No major problems to report for those taking the turnpike this afternoon. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ePass. Want to save on tolls? Choose ePass. Only ePass offers toll discounts and a free toll sticker. Plus, you'll always pay the lowest toll rate on all Florida toll roads. Visit GetEpass.com to sign up today. That's GetEpass.com. Choose ePass. Expect savings.
Do you want to start or expand your business? You know that mortgage guy Don is your source for commercial and business loans too. Don has the best rates on commercial loans and has over 1,000 5-star reviews. He's also got a great promotion now through the end of June. Do you have a high interest rate small business administration loan, say at 9, 10, or even 11%? If you qualify and you've paid on time for the past 2 years, Don can refinance your SBA loan at 8.25%. That mortgage guy Don is the best place to go for all of your business and residential loans. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Celebrate our country's independence in Mount Dora as the City of Mount Dora and Real Radio present the Freedom on the Waterfront on July 3rd. Musical performances from All for One and Inner Circle. Food, fun, and Central Florida's best fireworks display over Lake Dora. Event starts at 5 p.m. and is sponsored by Visit Lake, Mullinax Ford, Coors Beer, Mellow Mushroom, and Fox 35. Visit the City of Mount Dora's event page for more information. Don't miss Freedom on the Waterfront in Mount Dora on July 3rd.
Let's get you a brand new bathroom. Rebath in Mid-Florida is ready to go. It's 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. And when you walk in, the first thing you're going to see is a bunch of models set up, right? There's like 10 of them, I believe. But don't think that's what you're buying. Those models are set up to show you the products they have that they can use in your bathroom. Different styles of tubs and sinks and toilets and lighting and glass and fixtures. It's all right there. And even better, if you choose Rebath to remodel or replace your bathroom and you tell them that you heard about them from us here at the Jim Colbert Show, they'll throw in $800 in upgrades to your bathroom. Fixtures, glass, tile, lighting, however you want to use it, it's $800 in upgrades. And let me tell you guys, these guys create great bathrooms. You can certainly trust them. They have the integrity you want. They also have the design, and they have the time. 4 to 6 days is all it takes to install your bathroom. And like I said, you have a design team to help you with ideas to get the bathroom of your dreams. Again, don't forget to tell them that the Jim Colbert Show sent you and get that $800 in upgrades. Log on to the website, check out the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom's right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
MD Hearing just made their Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids only $297 a pair. That's over 90% less than clinic hearing aids. The Neo actually fits inside your ear. No one will even know it's there. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS to get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they're adding in a free extra charging case. That's a $100 value just for listeners of the Monsters of the Morning. That's mdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0 so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando. Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hola.
Jack is right over there doing some producer work.
Hi.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't voted at the OrlandoWeekly.com, we are up for some Best of Orlando awards. We would like your vote if you don't mind. We try not to beat this to death because, whatever. But, if you have some time to slide over to OrlandoWeekly.com, click on the Best of Orlando awards. We're there, and a number of the local flavor entertainment kind of thing.
Best radio station.
You're up for Best Voice. I'm
so
up for
are
Best
you.
Voice. Best show, best station, stuff like that. The Monsters are up for like a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
So get out there and vote for all the Real Radio stuff. I think Sean and
It's a rip.
And the guys at News Junkie.
I think Ross is also nominated, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, best comedian. How can I not be nominated for best radio voice? Listen to me. Listen to me.
Do you have ears?
My voice sounds different to me than it does to the rest of you.
Hey.
That's all I gotta say.
Can you listen to yourself when you?
No.
No, I cannot. Never have been able to.
That's a gigantic no for Jim.
I used to not be able to send or leave a voicemail because I thought people would think I was a boy.
Have you ever
Mm-hmm.
had your phone ring and it not be a call, but it was actually someone calling you through Facebook?
Yeah, a couple times.
Have you answered the phone?
No,
because it could be anyone.
It was fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, fans have called me through Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had that.
Yeah.
It just happened to me.
Did it really?
Yeah, and I see that. And
Who is it?
Her name was Amber, and I'm like, yeah, we're coming back from break. I'm like, do I answer this? I'm like, ah. So she's like, yeah, I have a topic that I want to talk about.
And I'm like, give it to me. I need everything I get.
Well, you got to call the radio station. She's like, no one answered. I go, well, I'll answer now. So she actually called. I hung up on her. She called the radio station. She's on hold now. Amber,
All
line
right,
one.
very good. All right, so let's get Amber out of the way. Then I can get to what I was going to talk about here. Amber, how you doing? What's so important?
Okay. Well, for starters, I've listened to you guys for years, and I love you. And we went to Pints and Paws and pubs and all of that. And I have done the dog training with the sir.
Daryl.
And anyway, yes, but yes. Anyway, okay, my brain's a little fried. Yes, I would like your intake on moving from Orlando, Florida, to South Lake Charles, Louisiana, about 19 miles outside of Texas.
Don't do it.
Move.
Well, I have a good
I
friend.
already did.
I have a friend from Lake Charles.
I already did. I live here now.
Yeah.
But the crawfish come out of your backyard.
Yeah.
I have a gator in my backyard.
So
It's a big move.
out of curiosity, what is your question?
My question is, what do you think?
Okay. I think you made a great move, and I hope you're happy, and send me some crawfish.
And that sounds like a really good strain.
Yeah. It sounds like a really good strain, right? All right.
Not happy.
407.
Every listener who leaves has to replace them with two listeners.
That's
so
right,
you have
yeah,
to
yeah.
find two new people to
that's
listen to the show.
She can stream it, though. That's good.
That's
She's
a
streaming
good
it today.
point. She is streaming it.
Yeah.
I think our buddy Craig LaFleur is from the Lake Charles, Louisiana area.
Really?
Yeah, his whole family's a bunch of coon asses out there.
I bet he can make a good
Yeah, let me
jambalaya.
tell you what, his mother, let me tell you, dude, his mother, when they set up out there in Longwood, there's an RV, and they basically stay in the RV, some of the workers and stuff, to protect the tent and whatnot. And they put on a bunch of food type scenarios. And man, his mom makes some gumbo and some jambalaya.
Oh, the gumbo.
Change your eye color, dude. It's good stuff. You eat a whole bunch of it.
Stephen Kramer, who's originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, has made the best gumbo to this point I have ever eaten in my life.
And I've eaten a bunch of gumbo from New Orleans, and Stevens was right there.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
All right, so before the break, we were talking about couples sharing toothbrushes. That is our question of the day, whether Jack likes it or not.
I voted.
Okay, and Jack said it's running at about 4% either way. Do you guys think that's above or below the national average of couples that share toothbrushes?
Well, considering we're sharing just about everything on social media, I'm going to go it's below the national average.
You think it's below the national average? What do you think, Jackson?
Yeah, I agree, below.
What percentage do you think it is?
7.
12 popped into my head.
17.6%.
Wow.
Damn.
Now, it goes from 15 to about 18%. It's a plus or minus there of about a 1.5 or so. About almost 1 out of 7 couples share a toothbrush.
On the regular?
On the regular. Now, you can see slid out.
We kiss,
yeah,
we do.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Haktua. But 17%, I found that to be relatively high.
I thought so too.
I'm kind of with our audience. This is a once every 7 year scenario for my relationship. I don't know. This has got to be and by the way, even if I forget mine, if we're not within walking distance of a Walgreens, I mean, I'm still, because I have to go get my own, and I kind of want it that way too. That's just kind of how it is. Now, they kind of went on with some other things here in this study about what couples do or don't share. And by the way, they don't say anything about being married. It just says partners. So, and I think that makes a difference. Would you agree? Like if you're in a 20-year relationship, I think maybe you're a little more loose with what you consider yours and mine as opposed to somebody who's been dating for 2 or 3 years. Is that not accurate?
Well, I think when you use the word partners, it's just like yesterday during trivia when you talked about Ricky Gervais.
Yes.
Okay.
He's been with her 42 years.
42 years.
But they're not married. Right?
But obviously, they're spouses.
Right.
That's 4 decades they've been together.
Right. That's the maybe Kurt Russell and
Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
So I would think that the amount of time would matter. Like Chris and I have been together over 10 years.
What percentage of couples do you think share their phone passwords with their significant other?
I think it's going to be less than the toothbrush.
10?
11.
72%.
Whoa, that's cool.
Now, let me ask you a question. This is really interesting. How are you in a committed relationship and not have your person's password and they don't have yours? And I'm asking this genuinely because people do look when I say this stuff. I mean, I get looked at by dudes like I'm crazy. Like,
well, you know why.
Like, you can't believe, they can't believe that my wife has access to my email accounts and my password, my phone. Like, they can't believe that happens. And I can't believe that they're in a relationship where that doesn't happen.
Right.
So, I mean, where does that mostly fall then? I mean, you guys, obviously, you probably have access to each other's stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've been together a million years, 27 years tomorrow or something, right?
Friday, 27.
Congratulations.
Yay! That is awesome.
Long-term relationships are not easy.
They are not. They are not. Like, I'll hand Chris my phone and walk out of the room.
I don't have. Look, can I tell you something? There is 0 of that secret stuff in our relationship. It is 72%. I actually was
only Christmas time.
I was pretty proud of that, but I'm still kind of wild. It's still kind of wild that almost 30% of couples do not know their partners. Like, I think that's dangerous. Like, if you have kids and you have equally shared responsibilities and you can't get into your partner's phone or vice versa if there's an emergency or you need contact info or anything like that, I don't understand that.
I'm with you on that.
All right, let's see what else here. How about email accounts? What percentage do you believe share their email passwords with their partners?
I'll go 61%.
Yeah, the phone was 72?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go 55.
It's about the same. It's about 75%.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, when you do the toothbrushes, what percentage of couples will share with the other person when they find another person attractive? Like, let's say you're out and around, right?
35%.
You're out in the movie theater, you're at dinner, somebody walks by. Do you say that person is attractive, or do you acknowledge that person is attractive to your partner? What percentage of couples do that? Jack, you said what?
35.
What do you think, Deb?
25.
47%.
Really?
Man,
that's a healthy relationship right there.
I do not do this. I do not do this.
You know what I like?
My wife does not care for this. Now, what I will do is, now this seems a little odd because you guys have called me out on this before, but if we're watching TV or someone who is supposed to be attractive and I don't get it, I'll ask, is that guy good looking? And I will tell you, I defend this because of this. You guys know who the actor John Hamm is, right?
Yes.
Right. John Hamm's good looking, is he not?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think John Hamm?
Yes.
I know that John Hamm in his heyday is an attractive man. No question. He's got all the stereotypical traits of someone who is an attractive man to women. Harry Styles does not, though.
Oh, no,
but
that's a little boy.
But Harry Styles is considered like one of the best looking dudes on the planet. Like, people lose their mind over Harry Styles. I don't know that. He's a child to me.
Yeah.
So I'll ask for situations like that.
Yeah, Harry Styles, you can pick him up by his ankles and
Yeah, gotcha. How many
whip
people
him around the room.
Here's something for you. What percentage of couples will share information that they signed an NDA that said they would not? In other words, like, let's say you're right here at work. You know, we find out some confidential information here at work. We have to sign an NDA to claim that we will not say this information out in public. How many people still share that with their spouse?
Oh,
I'm going to go up there with the phone and the email passwords. I'm going to go up there 74%.
What do you think, Jay?
I'll take the other side of that and say 26%.
About 56.
Wow.
56%. Can I tell you? I'm right there. It's my wife.
Right.
It's my wife. And when I have information like that I will share because it's a part of my life, I will let her know. And by the way, she doesn't care for this because, you know, she thinks that it should be understood that when we share things between each other that are sensitive like that it's just kind of understood that you don't go out and share that information. But I will still say it. I said, please don't share this with anybody else. And she gets so pissed off at me.
Does she really?
She does get very pissed off at me about it. She goes, that's the assumption that I'm going to run out and start yelling this information that can cause you harm to other people. And I said, it's just a habit I have, you know?
Right. It's just to make sure that nobody is assuming.
How about this?
I thought we were going to talk about like razors and stuff.
Well, no, that's another one. How about this? Toenail clippers.
No.
You don't share them?
No.
Do you think it's unhealthy to share them?
You know, yeah, you do. Yeah, you can.
A lot of times you do, but
you're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to share.
What do they know?
You're not supposed to share your toenail clippers, and here's the why. Because if you have fungus under your toenails, and your spouse or your significant other cuts their toenails and happens to cut themselves while doing it, you could ingest, or you could infect that cut with your bacteria. Let me ask you this: when you have a toothbrush in your house, do you put a cap on it?
No.
Now, some people do that, right? Because if you have a Sonicare, they have that hard plastic cap. Do you think it's good or bad to put a cap over your toothbrush?
I think it's bad because it traps the moisture in there, and then your toothbrush never properly dries out, and then you're putting in a wet toothbrush full of bacteria back in your mouth.
That's exactly what happens. Nice. They said that the heat and the bacteria causes a situation where you could actually promote growth on your toothbrush. And why I say this? Those Sonicares come with a hard plastic shell that you put over them to, quote, protect them, and they should know better. Like, that's a toothbrush company. They should not even
maybe
provide
that's only for a travel case. So it's like for daily use, you leave it open, and then when you are going on a trip, that's when you use the hard case.
Yeah, maybe so.
And maybe it's to protect that Sonicare from the toilet spray that we always hear about. Not keeping the poo-poo water, not keeping your toothbrush on a counter.
Yeah. They say keep it at least 5 feet away.
Because even if you close the lid on the toilet when you flush, the spray is coming.
And the last one here. What percentage of couples will reveal their romantic history with the other one? Body count, playa. What percentage of couples share their actual body count with each other?
19%.
25.
80%.
Oh,
80% of people say that they share their body count with their partners.
And they all said 3.
I will tell you, I think that's some of the most dangerous information that you could share with another person that you're in love with is that old. Because, man, then here's the thing, is it never ends there. It's never, 8? That's not bad. It's this. It's 8. Who are these bitches? That's what it is.
Which ones do I know?
Exactly.
And then suddenly they become become Facebook sleuths.
yeah, right. They start messaging people. That gets scary. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Our buddy Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel is up next.
Real radio is the news junkie.
These kids at like 13 years old, they traditionally wouldn't offer them up any kind of medication to help them out with losing weight.
I was never offered anything.
What was the age that it was the worst for you? Do you remember? Like, were kids making fun of you and stuff?
36.
News junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at a major crash on I-4 westbound that is currently blocking all westbound lanes on the interstate just before the 1792 exit, causing heavy backups across the St. Johns River Bridge. Heavy delays reported elsewhere on I-4 by the major attractions exits and through downtown. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Short on time? Hi, I'm Chad. Drive into one of our 30 Orlando Valvoline Instant Oil Change locations. You can stay in your car and let us get you back on the road in no time. No appointment needed. Always quick, but never rushed. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
The Home Builders Network, they're sponsoring our Jim Colbert Show question of the day, which we told you is available in our YouTube chat, also on the Real Radio Instagram. Mike the Home Builder, that is who you connect with at the Home Builders Network when it comes time to doing something around your home. Now, if you need a new roof, like I did a year ago, I went to Home Builders Network, and that's great because the Home Builders Network is a Best of Florida nominee for Best Roofing Contractor. How about windows and doors? Guess what? Home Builders Network, also a nominee for Orlando's Best for Best Windows and Doors. These are quality workers at a fair price, locally. Use someone local, someone you can trust. That's Mike the Home Builder and the team he's built at the Home Builders Network. You go to hbnusa.com. What is it? Gutters, windows, doors, roof. What do you need done to your home? Check out the website, hbnusa.com, and connect with Mike the Home Builder.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
I'm David. I'm an attorney. When my wife was seriously injured in a car accident, we called attorney Glenn Klausman. He met with her at the hospital and again at the rehab facility. Glenn Klausman genuinely cared about my wife's injuries and spent time with us to understand all the ways her injuries affected her. Because we chose attorney Glenn Klausman, my wife received an extremely fair settlement, and Glenn Klausman helped us receive as much money as possible by getting the medical bills reduced. I highly recommend Glenn Klausman. Glenn Klausman at KLAUSMANlaw.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-798-3399. That's 800-798-3399. 800-798-3399.
Glad to finally have you over. What do you think?
You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there.
Huh?
Sorry. Sorry, it's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Membership required. Loan subject to change.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
Do you need your contractor's license? In 4 short weekends with Camtech School of Construction, you'll be able to ace the state exam. Get legal, get licensed, get Camtech. Join us for a free info seminar this Thursday night at 7 p.m. at the Holiday Inn Universal. CamtechSchool.com.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo to win. Orlando's injury attorneys.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of Team USA, plus NBC's top Olympic moments, original Summer Games podcasts, and live hourly updates from the games in Paris on the iHeart app and right here on this station. Be sure you have the free iHeart app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
iHeartRadio. For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Hey, Toothless Jim.
Oh, God.
That cover on your Sonic Care is for when you put your toothbrush in a suitcase or your backpack for travel.
Why do I got to be toothless?
I don't know. And if you were toothless, why would you have a Sonicare?
Expensive-ass toothbrush for that no teeth I have. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Yeah. And every Wednesday, we invite this guy over from the Orlando Sentinel. He's a writer. He does it Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. On Twitter, he does it every day. Get up good and loud for the Truth Dragon, Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Yay! He was here last week.
Oh, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
I was. Jim, in the newsroom, back when we used to have a full newsroom, we would have a quote board where you would put up quotes that people said things that made no sense out of context. And what you just said would go on our quote board. It would say, "Why do I got to be toothless?" Jim Colbert.
Why I got to be toothless? I obviously have some teeth. How's your week been, buddy? How's it going?
It's good. I enjoyed sitting with Jack and Deb last week, and looked like you and Tori were having the time of your lives.
We had a good time, man. We were up there in your neck of the woods, up in the Carolinas. Did a road trip up there to see a comedian we like, and actually a couple of comedians, and then did some thrifting and antiquing on the way back down. The way old people do.
And you were in Charlotte, right?
Yeah, we were in Charlotte and Greensboro.
Okay, all right.
Greensboro, an interesting city, buddy.
It's a furniture tobacco city, sort of its background. I don't know what you guys did there.
Well, we saw the show there, but we also went to one of the best restaurants I've been to in the last 10 years, a place called Machete, which was unbelievably good. Found no good food in Charlotte, but found some really good food in Greensboro, which we found to be quite amazing. I thought it would be the other way around.
Yeah, Charlotte's a pretty big city, and it's coming of age and got banking and all sorts of artistic stuff going on. You'd think there'd be some better stuff.
Yeah. We the two places we went to that were both recommended were both way under par. Now the setting was great. The food just never matched what what it looked like, but it was still a good trip and very relaxing. And anytime you can lay in bed till 8, 10, 11 o'clock, it's great. We never get to do that. So just being lazy and taking naps when we want is really kind of a vacation to us.
Now, do you come back rested and recharged and ready to get on the air, or pissed off that you have to be there?
Actually, it really does recharge. It is a true recharge for me. I could not wait to get back to work. The only thing is, I wish, I like having a day, like once you get back, if you get back from a cruise, to get back even that morning at 8 o'clock is so much better.
Yeah.
We didn't get back to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So by the time we kind of unpacked and kind of decompressed, it was already like 9 and ready to go and hit the floor running on Monday. One more day would have been great, but it's fine.
My wife and I have taken to doing a lot of these weekend cruises, and they're great while they happen. It's a great way to get a lot of weekend out of a weekend. But the way we do them is that ship docks back in Port Canaveral at 7 a.m. Monday, and then we go to work.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's a hard re-entry.
Yeah, that's tough to leave the Lido deck and go back into the office.
Yeah.
It's really tough to put that Bloody Mary down and head to a meeting. But so, what do you have for us this week, buddy?
Well, I want to start with something just short and happy, and it's a plea to your listeners, and to you guys. Every year, I put together a column, usually in the late summer, called 10 People Who Make Orlando a Better Place to Live. And I need suggestions for this. And I usually get a ton of them. And to give your listeners an idea, past honorees may be teachers, they could be faith leaders, they could be a law enforcement officer who's gone above and beyond.
Politicians from Lake County?
No, I really try to keep politicians, not just from Lake County, but especially from Lake County, maybe. But I try to keep politicians off this. The idea is these are people who do not make the newspaper normally, but they are working tirelessly to make this they could be this community a better place. They could work in philanthropy. I mean, they could be big donors. They could be working nonprofits. So anyway, I am taking nominations for that. It's always a fun exercise. I love meeting the new people. They can be, I've had a number of restaurateurs, who've just helped change the cultural fabric of this community by what they do.
And we know that can happen globally because Jose Andres is doing it as we speak.
Oh my gosh, he's an inspiring guy. Isn't he?
He really is, dude. And let me give you a heads up. By the way, I agree with you 100%. And where can people send those suggestions, by the way, Scott? Where would they do that?
You can email them directly to me, and that's smaxwell, SMAXWELL at OrlandoSentinel.com. Or you can hit me on Twitter. I've got a post there, and that's Scott_Maxwell. And send me your suggestions there, maybe a sentence or two about why you think that person should be nominated. I think there may have been a radio person or two throughout the years, but usually it's like the public radio.
It's NPR guys, not us fools. That's for sure.
Well, they don't get the glory that you guys.
Right. Yeah, you're right. These are like the unsung heroes of Central Florida area, right?
That's right. They're not doing the Monsters of Rock weekend on the cruise that you guys get to do.
Speaking of impressive people, I actually told the audience and Jack and Deb about this yesterday. I don't know how much you podcast or at all. I don't know how much you do that. But if you get the iHeartRadio app, which is absolutely fabulous because you have access to all these great podcasts. If you've ever heard of Mark Maron, the comedian, he has a podcast called WTF. And if you remember, Mark was on the bottom floor, just like Rogan, when it came to podcasting, which is one of the reasons his podcast is one of the most popular out there. He does an interview with the singer Jewel this week. And if you have yet to learn anything about this singer Jewel and her life and how she came to be and how she came not to be, I would tell you, I think it is a fascinating interview about a really fascinating person that we only know a fraction about. But once you start kind of diving into what she's accomplished, it's pretty amazing, buddy.
I'm writing it down right now. I do listen to a number of podcasts, and I think some comedians, smart comedians, do some of the best ones. I think I may have told you one of my favorite was short-lived. It was that Strike Force 5. Where Stephen Colbert and
it was all the talk show hosts, 5 of them: John Oliver, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. Yeah,
that didn't last long, did
Seth
it?
Meyers.
Well, the whole shtick was it was only while the writers were on strike.
Oh, I got you.
And proceeds
they were
would
doing that
benefit
to raise
the writers.
money.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit of a man crush on John Oliver. I think he is really funny. and I like the way he talks. If you're a Brit, it's easy to woo me.
If you haven't listened to Marin interview, I suggest going back in his catalog because he does talk to a lot of those people that you would admire, and the conversations are way beyond, what's it like to be famous type thing. It's really kind of in the weeds of interesting stuff and how they came about to have the voices, but it is interesting. But I would strongly suggest the Jewel one for everybody out there, but specifically you, if you like those kind of unsung hero stories, because she certainly is one, and where she came from and what she dealt with, the adversity, and to overcome it and still be relevant is pretty impressive. But
and that's first of all, I will listen to that. I've already written it down. But when you just talked about the unsung and the people you don't know, it's the stories that you may not know about people that I like telling in this thing. Like we've had restaurateurs, for example. We know they may have a great restaurant. What you maybe didn't know is that they run like a food kitchen,
right,
or a pantry on the side. And it's not just about donating their leftovers. Some of these folks will go and, every single week, cook for the homeless and sit with them and talk with them. And in Sanford, there's one called the Picnic Project that has some former restaurateurs that are working on it there. They were on our list a couple of years ago. There are one of the toughest jobs. There's these things called downtown ambassadors in Orlando. And, we all know there's a problem with homelessness, but most of us just gripe about it. All these two guys do every 365 days a year is roam downtown and areas and look for people who are struggling and go out to them and say, what can we do to get you off the streets? What can we do to get you in a hotel, to get you a job, maybe to get you off drugs? But that is not a job I could do. I can just tell you I'm not built for that. But the fact that there are people who do that dirty, literally dirty work, sweaty work, I think they deserve a shout out.
Yeah, by the way, it's funny. We do complain about homelessness here in Central Florida, but let me assure you, as I traveled this week, it is not isolated to just cities like Orlando. In the South, it's, Savannah has a pretty big problem. Charlotte has a pretty big problem. Greensboro had quite a matter of fact, we had kind of a scare walking back from the venue to where we parked our car, which is by this restaurant, which is about a half-a-mile walk. And it was, 11:30 at night because we did the late show. And I have to tell you, that was a little shaky. A little shaky.
And so now that is what most of us, that's what our interactions are limited to.
Yes.
And now imagine being the person who says there's this guy harassing, people walking downtown every night at 11. And these two guys, their job is to go up and say, hey, Johnny, this can't make you happy to be out here. You're not making other people happy. What can we do to get you out of here and get you in a better place? And that's a gift, man, to be given. And I don't think many people can do it.
Yeah, do it, man. That's S. Maxwell at
OrlandoSentinel.com. All one word.
What else you got?
Sentinel.
There you go.
That word.
All right. What's the unhappy stuff?
Yeah, the unhappy stuff is I had a column today about Ron DeSantis, who has, he has historically not been a big fan of government in the sunshine. And newspapers like ours have had to sue for public records pretty regularly. And I don't mean records that, there was some question about whether they're public. I mean, clearly public record. And we've repeatedly won. And then they've repeatedly paid our legal costs. And that's with taxpayer money. And that is a bloody waste of money to spend money trying to fight the public from having public records. But he's right now involved in a new legal battle that I think is beyond the pale, and it's involving those migrant flights to Martha's Vineyard. And basically, there are a number of watchdogs, including one watchdog group called the Center for Government Accountability. And this is a bipartisan group. Its board members have like Jeb Bush's former chief of staff. It's got the former communications director for the Florida Supreme Court, Gilbert King, the author, a Pulitzer Prize winner. All these folks do is believe in public records. And they wanted to know how these flights were arranged and how the company was chosen. Because one thing we found out, and you may remember about these flights, the whole thing was weird.
Yeah.
Because Florida is chock full of undocumented immigrants. If you really wanted to get rid of some undocumented immigrants, we got tens, if not hundreds of thousands here.
That was my original argument with this entire thing. I'm like, what are we doing? Right. I mean, we're sending them from Texas. I mean, I don't know if you know that we're in Florida, and in Florida, we have a lot of farm workers that are undocumented immigrants. And if you wanted to make a point about sending immigrants somewhere, you would certainly have your choice of the litter from Florida without going far at all, actually.
And if I had access to Jack's bell, I would ding you right there because that is exactly the point. The big agriculture industries do not want the governor deporting their undocumented workers because they need them. So we did the Texas. But aside from the political shtick of it all, there was a lot of questions about how this contract was awarded because they ended up paying this company that was politically connected to the DeSantis administration more than $12,000 per passenger.
What? And you
it was like $12,800 per passenger. And our newspaper went out and found charter jets that could have been gotten for $300. Hell, you could have flown them like what is it?
Southwest
Comfort class on Delta for $600
a person.
Southwest, they could have checked 2 bags free.
Absolutely. And so this group said, we need the public records for how this decision was made. And the DeSantis administration has refused to provide them. Once again, there's no question these are public records, but what they're trying to do is change the law. And it's pretty scary because what they're saying is, well, my chief of staff made a lot of these arrangements on his personal cell phone. There's no question that this was public business involving public dollars, but he did it on his public cell phone, so we don't have to turn over the text records or the billing records for that.
Could you imagine?
That's horse hockey. That's absolute horse hockey. Public records are public records no matter how they are created.
Can you imagine anybody just writing that down and going to a professional, not to mention a judge, and go, this is what we would like? And that would be the craziest thing.
And the judge, who, by the way, was appointed by Rick Scott, who worked for Pam Bondi, this is a conservative judge, has laughed them out of court. He has said, if what you are saying is true, then we would no longer have public records in Florida because every politician, and the example I used in my column was, think about Joel Greenberg. We exposed all sorts of things that were going on bad at Joel Greenberg's office that ultimately led to a prison sentence. Can you imagine if you told Joel Greenberg, hey, all you have to do is use your personal cell phone and tell your staffers to use their personal laptops to arrange these no-bid contracts, to arrange late-night visits to the office, to make threats to whatever people, and then none of it can be found out? That's nuts. And the judge has told them as much. The judge has already ordered the DeSantis administration to turn over these records. They haven't. The reason they were back in court is they're about to be held, it looks like, in contempt of court. And the point I ended it with in my column today, and I got to tell you, it's been a little encouraging to hear from conservatives, is I said, I understand there are people in this state who are big fans of Ron DeSantis. I do not understand how anyone could support this act of asking government to keep secrets from the people it is supposed to be serving with the money that taxpayers are paying. That defies any sense in my
opinion. And didn't this kind of start with this administration with the flight information, Scott? Like when he was running for president, during the flight information, they were trying to hide that information because they didn't want the public or Florida residents or anybody for that matter to see how much they were paying to fly him around the country to campaign for president as he was still being governor?
Absolutely. And there has always been a back and forth with the press and public watchdog agencies and politicians. You know, you say, can you get this? And maybe you have to wait a few extra days or you have to make the request in the same. But we have never had anything like this. One of the things we had to sue for and we won were the COVID data reports that the White House provided to the state. These were just like the data that showed how many cases you have. This whole data was created specifically for public consumption. And the DeSantis administration didn't want to release it because it didn't show Florida quite the #1 ranking. The DeSantis, we sued. I mean, it took one court hearing. The judge said, why haven't you given this over? And they're like, okay, we'll give it over. And then they paid our legal bills.
There was a time when you used to be able to call and just even call, Florida Wildlife Commission and talk to them about Safe Boating Week or the health department about the flu season. I mean, just these simple, innocuous public information stories, and the last 2 governors have just absolutely shut that down.
You are absolutely right.
It's so frustrating.
Even the most basic things that are, I think we've had, our arts reporter will be asking just like about arts grants and who's getting funded, and everything that the reports we're getting has to be funneled through the governor's office, and it's all basically suck it. Suck it trolls, and what that was actually what the education commissioner posted on Twitter when our reporter said, hey, we hear you have a new hire. We need his resume and how much you're paying him. They wouldn't answer. We wrote a column about it. And the education commissioner for the state of Florida responded to our column about them not providing public records cry harder.
Can't write this stuff.
It's great.
So I mean, we're laughing, but and I don't think this their attempt is going to hold up. But good God, every crooked politician in the world is cheering that DeSantis wins on this one, so they can use their personal cell phones to conduct all kinds of public
But there's no way possible a judge could approve that. There's no way possible that could make it through in any way, shape, or form because of what it says. Basically, what it says is this, and this is what we're arguing. What it says, Republican or Democrat, that if you do your business, your official business on personal cell phones or personal email accounts, you aren't responsible to release that information to the public.
Yeah.
Regardless of who it is.
Don't forget, that's why they wanted to lock Hillary up.
If you take Republicans or Democrats, you can take the party completely out of it, that they simply don't want to share the information at all if it's on a public or if it's on your personal devices.
Absolutely. In fact, if you look back to something called that you may remember, Deb, I'm sure does, called TextGate, when we busted the Orange County commissioners for deleting a lot of texts on their phone. That was Democrats and Republicans. It was about half of them. One of them took their damn phone to the Apple store to have it wiped clean.
Exactly, sure
afterwards. Well, they got rung up by a grand jury for that because you can't do that crap.
And don't our open, these abilities to get public records be even more so because we're supposed to be a sunshine state law?
Yes, it gets confusing because the short version is this. Florida has some of the best laws on the books about providing public information to the public. But right now, over the last 5 to 8 years, we've had the worst sort of adherence to those laws.
Yeah. Well, Scott, it's always good hearing from you, buddy. Good and loud for Scott Maxwell.
All right, send me those feel-good suggestions. Unsung heroes. I want to hear your listeners like.
Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find him every day on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Scott, have a good week, buddy.
You too, guys.
You got it right. 407-916-1041. Trivia is next. Load them up. Let's do it.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is three-time Pro Bowler LeVar Arrington. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The Magic will pick 18th during the first round of the NBA draft tonight. A consensus mock draft by CBS Sports has Orlando taking Baylor's Jacoby Walter. Zion Poland is the lone Florida Gator in the draft pool, and he's expected by ESPN to be an undrafted free agent. And NCAA leaders are expected to remove marijuana from the list of banned drugs, eliminating suspensions for positive tests. I'm Scott Davidson.
Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward, like banners, flyers, signs, and catalogs, some even same day. And now at Staples, save up to $50 on your print purchase. Offer N76. Visit staples.com/print for details. Boost your business with Staples, your local print and marketing expert.
Summertime in Florida, right? You know, the fun season of watching our thermostats like a hawk, not to mention our power bills. But you can keep the AC in and that heat and humidity out with new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. That's because Renewal by Andersen delivers custom-designed, energy-saving windows and doors, and that's because their unique Fibrix material combines both elegance and resilience, offering you double the strength of traditional vinyl. And they offer a seamless experience from design to installation, providing durable windows and doors in Florida that can stand up to Florida's weather. Now through June, buy one window or patio door and receive 140% off. Plus, 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
Buy one, get two free at PyroSpot Fireworks. PyroSpot has Florida's largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks with prices that blow the competition away. Visit our locations in Eustis, Sanford, and Longwood, just 10 miles north of downtown Orlando. Visit iwantfireworks.com for valuable coupons and store locations.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is Attorney Jeff Kaufman for the Injured Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind. I'd like to thank some of the people in my firm who make this possible. Craig Lind, Christian Schlereth, Ken Schoenberger, Natalie Bailey, Sarah Burkhalter, Bree Lopez, Ashley Larson, Skylar Faraze, Renee Rosso, Catherine Ewing, Delaney Hogue, Patty Hotchkiss, Christopher Hunt, Christopher Diaz, Matthew Fondren, Jonathan Lamb, Sam Korth, Bridget Lind, David Love, Haley Weedman, and Alex Francis. I can't thank you enough. Contact us at whenyounis.com or dial pound 546. Offices Orlando.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Centel Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Centel Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centelmoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
Colbert Show. Blessed love and honors. Yeah, man, love the show as always. Quick one. Went on a cruise with my wife. She has one of those rechargeable motorized toothbrush, and she forgot it. So I was the only one with a toothbrush. We requested a toothbrush from the housekeeping people. They brought the weirdest little toothbrush that we just couldn't use, so we ended up sharing my toothbrush the whole cruise. It was a 5-day cruise.
Tainted and unclean.
Tainted and unclean for sure. You know what?
Tainted and unclean.
You know what you don't want in your toothbrush? cruise ship crab.
Tinted and unclean.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Yeah.
And Jack has the Jackie sack. All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo. Clickety clack, clickety clack.
Yeah! Jackie Sack has 2 prizes in it, and we are marrying them today,
I don't know what's
connecting them. It's like we put a little crazy glue on them.
Oh, that's like a forced marriage.
No, this sounds like an anniversary treat he just found out about.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Pair of tickets to Orlando City versus DC United July 6th here at Inter & Co Stadium. We can send you there, courtesy of WG Sports Center. You can discover indoor soccer. Follow them at WG Sports Center. But attached to that prize is a gift card for Pyro Spot. $50 at Pyro Spots for you to get fireworks. So that's going to be a heck of a 4th of July weekend for you. You got soccer and fireworks. Pyro Spot offers the best products from the biggest names in fireworks. Find the closest retailer location on their website. It's iwantfireworks.com. So there. The Jackie Sack is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Listen, give yourself and your best friends a break. Call them for your move. They have fully trained expert moving crews that are adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more. Speaking of more, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that bad boy's going to get you a discount. So book them today, Dano, at CentoMoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O. Moving.com, back to you. Yay!
Thanks, Deb.
Sure.
You got it. Who goes first today, buddy?
Oh, that's going to be Chris.
Chris, right up top. Chris, how are you, friend?
I am doing well, and you?
I'm doing great as well. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Love to.
Let's do it then.
Game show.
And then we'll let you go right back to sleep.
All right, Chris, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is a lie, Chris.
No.
It's a fabrication. I'm trying to fool you. But if you see through that and choose the right answer, you will go to an Orlando City match. And, of course, you'll get a $50 gift card from our friends over at Pyro Spot Fireworks. iwantfireworks.com. Are you ready?
I am.
Here we go, buddy. It's not a coincidence. We've been talking about toothbrushes today because on this day in 1498, the first bristled toothbrush was invented in China.
Wow.
That's right, 1498. Now, they did have toothbrushes similar, older, back in 300 BC, but the first bristled toothbrush happened in 1498. Here are 3 fun facts about toothbrushes and 1 lie you replace every 3 months. Number 1.
You should.
The first mass-produced toothbrush prototype was invented by William Addis while he was in prison. Number 2, before the invention of nylon bristles, animal hair was used. The most expensive, beaver hair. Number 3, toothbrushes only had 1 roll of bristles until 1844 when the 3-roll toothbrush was invented. Or lastly, never cap your toothbrush. The moist environment promotes bacteria growth. Let it dry in the open air instead. Which of those is a lie?
Oh, crap. Number 3.
No, that's true, buddy.
Bye, Chris.
Toothbrushes only had 1 row of bristles for like 350 years.
Well, most people only had 1 or 2 teeth.
Right.
I feel like listeners to the whole of the Jim Colbert Show today have an extra advantage in trivia today.
They do.
Yeah, they do. Good
the
point, Jack.
P1s are on it here. Let's go. Who's
Melissa is next.
Melissa, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great. We're talking about toothbrushes, Melissa. Today they were invented in 1498. Which one of these is untrue? The first mass-produced toothbrush prototype was invented by William Addis while he was in prison. Number 2, before the invention of nylon bristles, animal hair was used. The most expensive was beaver hair. Or lastly, never cap your toothbrush. The moist environment promotes bacteria growth. Let it dry in the open air instead.
I'm going with number 1.
No, that's true.
Ooh.
The guy who invented the toothbrush that you know as the toothbrush today, the guy who invented that was in prison when it happened. He saw that the other prisoners were using charcoal or salt on a rag to clean their teeth, and he said there's got to be a better way, and he came up with the invention, and when he got out of prison, became a multimillionaire, and for the longest time was the premier toothbrush in all of the UK.
Whoa.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
Who's next?
The only person we have left, his name is Russ.
Russ, how you doing?
I am good. How are you guys?
Buddy, listen, you got a 50-50 shot here at winning a pretty cool prize. Which one of these is incorrect? Which one of these is a lie? Number one, before the invention of nylon bristles, animal hair was used, the most expensive being beaver hair. Or lastly, never cap your toothbrush. The moist environment promotes bacteria growth. Let it dry in the open air instead.
I was going to say number one, the first one.
Yeah, number one is the one, buddy. You are a winner. Hey, just for curiosity, what actually was the most expensive animal hair used in toothbrushes back in the mid-1800s?
I wasn't around back then. I wouldn't know.
Can't take a guess, huh, buddy? What animal?
Horse?
No, that's a great guess because actually a lot of them were horse and boar hair, but badger hair was the hair that was the most expensive toothbrush was made with badger hair. And I guess the reason why is because the stiffness of the hair.
Okay.
Because with the other hairs, they were stiff. Boar hair was the one at first because boar's hair is pretty stiff, but the badger hair was stiff but still supple enough where it wouldn't scratch you up, I guess.
And I would imagine that the beaver hair they wouldn't use because it's one of the densest coats on the planet. It would have trapped everything in there. Your toothbrush never would have dried.
Yeah, they did boar hair, horse hair, raccoon hair. Anything that had a nice stiff hair, they could cut it short enough where it provide enough tension where you could clean your teeth accurately. But there you go. A couple other things you may not know about the toothbrush before we get to the top of the hour. Americans dispose of how many toothbrushes every year?
Ooh. Is this like individually?
This is the total for the U.S., everybody.
Oh, everybody.
I'm going to go 200 million.
250 million.
Deb wins. 1 billion toothbrushes get thrown away. By the way, there's a company creating sustainable toothbrushes with bamboo because you think about that, $1 billion a year.
And that's all plastic.
They're all plastic, exactly right.
Oh, man.
An average person will spend how much time brushing their teeth in a lifetime?
Ooh. 2 minutes a day, 4 minutes a day. The first person lives
3 years.
86, 3 years in a day.
3 years in a day? 38 and a half days. So only a little over a month of your life is spent brushing your teeth. It's good practice to replace your toothbrush after illnesses.
Yes.
A lot of people don't do that. I've not done that before, but if you have the flu or a cold or any viral infection, throw your toothbrush out after that and get a new one because of obvious reasons.
And that's also when you wash your sheets with a laundry sanitizer.
Right.
And your towels.
And then when did daily dental care become a thing in the United States? What year about? And if you think about this, you could probably figure this out. Jack's a pretty keen fella. Jack?
No pressure. 1865.
Think about it. That's actually a very good guess, and you're on the right path. Wrong conflict.
1919.
No. What do you think, Deb?
1945.
45 is the answer.
Really?
Post-World War II, believe it or not, Americans did not do daily hygiene. But when you went into the military and when you went into World War II, it was mandatory that you brush your teeth every day. Those soldiers brought those habits back home. And then in the late 40s, people started brushing their teeth every single day, which did not happen before World War II.
Which I would imagine part of that reason as well was because they had to ration everything.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. All right, when we get back, I have an interesting question for you guys. I'll say right now, we can think about it during the break. How often did you call your mom and dad? How often do you call your parents? A super interesting study just came out to say what generation calls their mom and dad more. I'll tell you about this next.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at a vehicle fire on I-4 westbound that's blocking at least 2 lanes on the interstate between the St. Johns River Bridge and 1792. Still seeing heavy traffic on I-4 for those traveling by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at a crash with roadblock reported at Red Bug Lake Road and the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you. That's expresspros.com.
Everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Look, man, if you ask anyone who has experienced LASIK surgery, they will tell you for sure it is the best thing they ever done. If you ever get my father-in-law into a conversation about his LASIK surgery from the guys over at Filatowski, prepare yourself accordingly. He is going to gush because it has changed his life. What are you waiting for? If you deal with eye issues, glasses, contacts, get over to the Filatowski Eye Institute. They are offering free LASIK consultations. Why wouldn't you take a few minutes to find out exactly how your life could become way better virtually overnight? Simply text 1041 to 868686. Start your journey today with better vision. Do that with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have all the experience you want, 65,000 LASIK procedures, and they use the best tech out there, getting you the best responses every single time. And if finances is a problem, don't worry there either. They do offer 24-month interest-free financing. Again, make that appointment today. Find out how they can make your life better with great vision. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Prepare yourself, Mount Dora, for a real radio takeover. And join us for Central Florida's best July 3rd fireworks display at Freedom on the waterfront. The Monsters in the Morning, the News Junkie, and the Jim Colbert Show will be broadcasting live from 3 different locations in the city of Mount Dora. Catch the Monsters broadcasting at Pisces Rising, courtesy of the United States Marines. The News Junkie will be live from Whiskey Kitchen, and then the Jim Colbert Show will be at Elizabeth Evans Park, courtesy of E-Pass. Join us that night at Elizabeth Evans Park with host John Brown from Fox 35 News, and groove to the legendary sounds of All for One and the reggae rhythms of Inner Circle live on stage. Then the evening culminates with Central Florida's biggest and best fireworks display. Freedom on the Waterfront is free and presented by the city of Mount Dora and Real Radio 104.1. Join us Wednesday, July 3rd for a Real Radio takeover of Mount Dora. Get details at realradio.fm/freedom.
It literally takes sticking one toe out of your door to figure out just how hot it can get here in Central Florida. You have to ask yourself, is your AC okay for all summer long? If it's not, if you even think there's a possibility your AC may not make it, call my friends over at Mills Air. Get that preventive maintenance plan, basically a tune-up for your AC. They go through everything from the ductwork to the compressors, the capacitors, everything, making sure all the Freon is up to date and that your AC is never going to quit and leave you stranded in these hot summers. They've been doing this for 30 years, and this is taking care of people here in Central Florida. Their techs know all these brands. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have, but if you do need a swap out, which means a new unit, they are Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call today, schedule your appointment. It's easy, 407-277-1159. You can find them online at millsair.com.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah! That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. There are a lot of reasons to vote yes on Amendment 3, but let me give you one more good one. Today, too many adults are sitting in our jails simply because they were using marijuana, and that is just wrong. If I was your governor, I would free or parole every person in jail for possession, and then expunge everyone's record. Amendment 3 will put a stop to this and let the cops fight real crime, not fake crime. I'm tired of people being thrown in jail for something that is less harmful than alcohol or opioids. So now let's finish what I started and join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
You've put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0, so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Vibe every single summer with a lifetime warranty on new Nissans at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey guys, Deputy Scott here. I'm calling shenanigans on your answers to the quiz show, Jimmy. Everybody knows that the toothbrush was invented in Palatka, Florida. If it had been invented anywhere else in the world, it would have been called a teeth brush.
Hey everyone, it is Party Mom. Jack, this shout out is to you. I just wanted to thank you so much. I have been really enjoying the Yacht Rock weekends, and I just wanted to thank you for all of your time and effort. You guys have a great night. Bye.
I find it crazy that people can be so familial with you guys just because they listen every day for, like, I don't know, 30 years like me, that they can just think they say anything they want to you. That just blows my mind. Don't get it.
You have no idea, dude. You have no idea, big dog. Small price to play. Small price to pay. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, Jack. I mean, your mother passed how many years ago, buddy?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. My mom passed a little bit less than, I think about 3 years ago. Deb's mom is still with us.
Thank God.
Her dad is out of the picture, though. But let me ask you guys a question. How often when you, I mean, I can say, I won't say a specific age, you know, but just before your mom passed, your dad passed, whatever the case may be, how often do you or did you call your parents?
So for me, the last 14 years, my mom lived with me.
Right,
so I wasn't calling her.
Right. But before that, I mean, obviously.
I don't remember, actually.
You really don't? You don't remember talking to her very often on the phone?
Yeah, but not frequently.
Yeah.
Or any set frequency. You know, It was, I don't know, when things came up.
Exactly.
And I would see her every once in a while, but.
Right, okay.
I don't know. Maybe once a week?
Yeah, once a week? Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to.
I don't know.
You don't have to defend yourself. I would say, so my mother and I, before my mother passed, God rest her soul, and yours as well, Jack, before my mother passed, we had a weekly Sunday morning phone call. Now, what would happen pretty often, there would be occasions where we would miss it or whatever, but for the most part, especially toward, as my mom got a little bit older, as she got into her 70s and whatnot, she died at 76, I think, 77, that I would call her more frequently just because her mental health wasn't quite there, and I just wanted to stay in touch more. But even then, I would almost always just call and get an update once a week.
My mom and I used to be on like that set Sunday, you know, after CBS Sunday morning. we would end up getting on the phone and talking about what our plans are or we're going to be for that day. We still pretty much keep that phone call, but I do visit her every single day after work.
Yeah, you visit her every day because she lives right around the corner from you.
And I learned through your guys's losing your mom that I was still living in that mindset of someone who's younger. They're going to be here.
Exactly.
They're going to be here.
Right.
And then I went, wait a minute. When you lose your mom and you realize how close she's lived to you, and you only had that Sunday phone call, that is going to be a guilt, Deborah, that you will never, ever forgive yourself for.
Right.
So I decided to be proactive and relieve myself of those feelings and not take those moments for granted because she's not going to be here all the time.
Exactly. And see, my father and I don't talk that way, well, on the phone rarely, ever. And matter of fact, that's kind of always been the case. My father and I text more than anything. And even then, it's pretty infrequently. We just have never had a chatty relationship.
No, but you guys have connected, I think, more in the last year and a half, 2 years than the whole time that I've been working with you for the last 6.
Absolutely. As he gets a little older and stuff, those old issues kind of go,
you realize they don't have any power anymore.
Time heals, that type thing, right?
Too old to give an F.
So we were over in Lakeland actually this past weekend for his birthday and stuff. It was great seeing him. My stepmom, Sherry, who's been there forever. My sister, Jennifer, and her family was always wonderful seeing them. But, even then, I would only call my mom that once a week. And again, not that much with my dad. Interestingly, there's a great piece today in Newsweek, if you want to check this out, newsweek.com. And this guy was talking to his friends. I won't tell you how old he was yet. He was talking with his friends, and he was really shocked at how little that his friends called his parents, right? And then when he revealed how much he called his parents, his friends started kind of making fun of him. What generation do you think right now calls their parents more than any other generation? This is just according to a study based on this thing about how many times you call your parents. I would believe that people in our age group probably called their parents a little bit less because we were, as we were kind of moving out into the world, it was just kind of how you did things back in the day. You flew the nest. 18 years old, you went out there and found your own path. You didn't really kind of stick around as much.
Gen Z.
Gen Z is the answer.
Wow.
Gen Z is the answer. This guy who was talking to his friends was 19 years old. And we told his friends he called his mom multiple times a day.
Okay, that's different.
His friends came down on him. His friends were like,
different.
And then he finds out that it's actually way more common than you think. That a lot of Gen Zers, men and women, or girls and boys, males, females, however you refer to 19-year-olds, call their parents more than most generations ever called their mom and dad.
Ma, how do I do this? Ma, how do I do that? Ma, how do I do this?
They're not. They're bringing their parents to damn job interviews.
That's exactly Jack nailed it. That's exactly the thing. Now, he said when he told his friends that he called his moms multiple times a day, his friends were embarrassed for him. They actually kind of didn't know what to say to him after that because it comes off a little babyish.
Oh, not a little babyish. Trust me, the next woman in his life, that is going to be her nightmare.
Deborah, I swear to God on my life, that's the very first thing I thought. I'm like, if you were dating a guy and he's 19, 20, 21 years old.
I don't care what age he is.
And he's calling his mommy, 6, 7, 8 times a day. And I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't be that. I take that back. I said the word mommy to be condescending. I don't know everybody's situation. I know that I would never call my mother that many times or ask her for life assistance that many times.
Unless she's sick or she needs some help or maybe there would have to be a life crisis going on in order, because that's not a balanced relationship.
Right.
If you're calling your mom anywhere over 3 times a day and there isn't a crisis going on, then how can that partner in your life ever expect you to lean on her?
Exactly. Or vice versa for that matter. How could she ever lean on you if she thought you have to call your mom to find out what the move was?
Well, and exactly. When you start knowing that your intimate relationship is being diced over with what could be your future mother-in-law, you're not in a relationship, you're in a throuple.
Exactly. Yeah, you really are, aren't
you're
you?
In a throuple. With your mom, dude. Think about that.
According to a Pew Research Center survey carried out in late 2023, 46% of young adults, that's 18 to 34, said they talk with their parents a few times a week. 14% saying they did once a day. that you talk to your parents once a day as a 18 to 34-year-old.
I'm okay with that because, I mean, like you said earlier, they're their first time getting out in their world, trying to find their way. I remember leaning on my parents a lot when I got my first apartment,
That's weird. I did not, because I didn't want them to think I needed them.
Right, see.
And because I felt like I had to go out and make my own path, and I didn't want them to think that I wasn't prepared for it.
Well, I mean, and it wasn't like I called for money, but I mean, you just, for that family support kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that I'm okay with, but when it gets out of that balance, when you're bringing your parents to a job interview and you're of legal age to join the military,
20 years old, something like that.
There's some big ass issues there.
This guy, and they asked this guy's mom, this kid who got embarrassed, right? They asked his mom. I think he's 19. His mom's like 44, right? They asked his mom, and his mom said, "Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't he call me? I'm smart. I've got a good job. I can give you great advice. I don't have any problem with him calling me every day." I'm like, I'm sure you don't.
Well, if you were smart, you would have raised your child to be smart and make good decisions without having to get your approval on everything.
Be capable on his own 2 feet. Be his own man.
And by the way, when they started talking to other people, a TikTok user, this kind of went up on TikTok. This guy says, "Look, I've had a great relationship with my parents, but I speak with them like, once a month or something because I've got a family. I've got 3 kids. I work all the time."
Right.
And I think that's probably... If we were going to poll the audience, I would probably have to say that most people kind of fall in that realm, that they call their mom or dad maybe once or twice a month, or maybe once a month or something.
Once a
check
week?
in, maybe once a week.
I think the difference is that what's going on in that 19-year-old's life versus someone, say, like our own boy Ross, expecting his first child, married. He's got work to do. That chance to sit down and just jam it out on the phone doesn't exist that much anymore. Your time is allotted.
It sure is. And by the way, this one guy says, "Yeah, man, I call my mom a good 3 to 10 times a day."
Oh,
and then one guy says again, he calls mom until somebody dies in the family.
No.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I would love to hear from the audience on this. I really would. 407-916-1041. And because I think it's interesting because it's so generational. People our age, I mean, my 50s, my parents have, my dad's still with us. My mom has passed. But even in my 40s, it was still the same thing. I just call my mom once a week, check in on her. Sometimes it wouldn't be once a week.
Right.
But for the most part, and then my kids don't call me.
Well,
my kids do not. I mean, my daughter will text. I have daughters that'll text me occasionally. I got a daughter that never talks to me. My son calls me all the time. My one daughter never texts me, never calls. She's like a free spirit, just does whatever the hell she wants.
No way.
Not very often at all. No.
That's crazy.
It's just how it is. I mean, I don't know if it's how I raised them or whatever, but I got one of them that just doesn't really do that. Just doesn't really contact very often. I have to, "Hey, what's going on?" "Oh, this." And it's perfectly fine when we talk, but it's just not a priority. She's got her own things.
Yeah, someone texted us at 77031. I called my mom every day after her husband passed.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
Looking at a vehicle fire on I-4 westbound that's blocking at least 2 lanes on the interstate between the St. John's River Bridge and 1792. Still seeing heavy traffic on I-4 for those traveling by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at a crash with roadblock reported at Redbug Lake Road and the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ePass. Want to save on tolls? Choose ePass. Only ePass offers toll discounts and a free toll sticker. Plus, you'll always pay the lowest toll rate on all Florida toll roads. Visit GetEPass.com to sign up today. That's GetEPass.com. Choose ePass. Expect savings.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
and more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
I had a radio
radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day, and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. You know, I've been on the air for over 30 years with headphones on, and I've had them way too loud. And that's why I like MD Hearing. They've made these new Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids, and nobody can actually see them. They fit in your ear. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they're adding a free extra charging case. It's a $100 value. So that's mdhearing.com and use the promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer.
Fixing your car or repairing things around your house sure isn't getting any cheaper. And that's why there's Everything Brakes for Home and Auto. For less than $1 a day, get automotive repair coverage with free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental cars. Add home protection too, and cover major home systems, appliances, and electronics. Bundle Home and Auto and save even more. Call now and qualify for one of our bonus coverages, like 1 year of free car coverage, 1 year of free electronics coverage, or 4 months of free home warranty coverage. There's one number to call and one company handling your claims from start to finish. That's Everything Brakes. Get your free quote today. Call 855-865-SAVE. 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Savings vary according to plan, age, or condition of vehicle or home repairs needed. Coverage not available in all states. Service fees, limitations, and exclusions apply. Go to everythingbrakes.com/terms for details. Call 855-865-SAVE. Online at everythingbrakes.com.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was?
We have to do our job, and we have to find out, who did they kill? If it's possible. How are we going to do that?
Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Colbert crew, Jamaican Mark again. Yeah, my mom lives in one of those senior communities, but I text her every single morning. I try to call her every day, sometime throughout the course of the day or in the evening before she goes to bed. She is 76. I'm 48.
Hey, Jimmy. I'm Richard from Castleberry. I'm a stepfather of 3, 2 boys and a girl, grown kids. And the oldest one, who is 50 years old, calls his mother 3 to 4 times a day. Yeah, the younger son calls her maybe once or twice, and the daughter calls once, which is fine. But it's just bizarre.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
But mama's boys.
Yeah.
I'm 35 years old, and I can go probably 3 months without talking to my mom. If I don't reach out to her, she won't reach out to me. It's kind of simple. She says if she doesn't hear from me, she just assumes I'm doing well.
That's fine, yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 770. Deb has a terrified look on her face. Hey, man, relationships with people are different, man,
Oh, and not always easy.
Yeah,
Someone texted earlier saying they feel bad about not going to visit, parents that live like a street away, but had a rough childhood and kind of have to mentally prep yourself for that visit. And I say that's A-okay. You still have to take care of yourself.
Right. You got to have your own boundaries.
You do,
That's absolutely the case. All right, 407-916-1041. Get some calls. Let's take them. We're talking about this story I saw on Newsweek where it showed that Gen Z calls their mom or calls their dad more than any generation. And I was just kind of wondering out loud how often that, you guys out there talk to your parents and call them. And, this guy actually got mocked at 19 years old for calling his mom multiple times a day. His friends didn't even know how to react to him after that. He said he felt embarrassed. There was some shaming going on there because of that. I could see that, though. That seems a little excessive to me.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Mark, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Not too bad. I never call my parents. I text, and I stop over 3 times a month. I'm early 50s, so I don't need to be checking in with them.
So let me ask, do you not call them just because calling is difficult for them, or is that just not how your relationship was ever laid out?
That's just not how it is, I guess. I get a text. I get a text from them, and they're doing okay, and I see them 3 times a month, every month, so I figure that's good,
Hey, Mark, let me ask you, buddy. I mean, you're obviously a mature fella now. Was it the same thing when you were younger, like maybe in your 20s? Did you have the same policy?
No. I mean, just getting out on your own.
Yeah, you don't ever.
I talk to them more.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
That's all right. We got it.
Okay, good.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Yeah, when I was younger, I never contacted. Never.
Really?
Yeah, because, man, here's the thing. I was literally flying the nest. Not only did I want to leave home, I wanted to leave home. Like, leave everything behind and get out there. And the last thing I wanted is to, recontact. I would call back occasionally, but almost always my mom would have to call me.
Well, I'm also first-generation American.
Yeah.
So I was raised by a
Weird
mother.
flex.
Well, because I was raised by someone who, you just didn't move away from home until you got married. It just was something that you didn't do. My mom was insulted.
Yeah.
At 21 that I wanted to move out and get my own apartment. She was like, "Why?
I want freedom. That's why."
I mean, why don't you want to be here with your family?
Right. Do you think this is cultural at all? Do Hispanic families or African American families do this more or less than other Caucasian families?
I would say
or Asian families. Do they contact their families more?
I would say so, just because, especially in Asian cultures.
Oh, I would think Hispanic cultures with boys and their moms. Are you kidding?
Well, and daughters and their moms. But those cultures where you respect your elders,
right,
are the ones that I would believe would reach out more because it's expected of you.
Right.
It's family's everything.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Thomas, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the program.
I'm well, thank you.
What's going on?
So, you talk about this calling, and I got so much to say, but I'm going to obviously be cut off. But anyway, listen, I moved back to the town where my mother lived in 2007, and I probably called her, I'm sure I did, every single solitary evening for 10 years. Right at the end of Jeopardy to get the final question.
That's great.
Not just that, but the thing is this. As you get older, I was away. I was in the service. I did all those things, and I was gone, and whatever. But as your parents get older, buddy, you better enjoy their company because once a friend of mine told me one time, once they're gone, it is really final, and it really is. So enjoy them. Not only did I call her, but we did things. We went to Alaska.
That's cool.
With other siblings as well. We went to Alaska. We went to Costa Rica. We did trips. And I thoroughly have no regrets about my mom at this point. As she passed in 2020 at 86 years old.
Yeah.
Love her to pieces. Miss her so much. I don't care what anybody says. And none of my wives, and I've had a couple, would tell you that I diss them to be with my mom. In fact, they were kind of supportive as well, because as she got older, she was totally fine.
Yeah.
But health-wise, it wasn't great. So I've had wonderful people in my lives, and I'm not going to regret one bit about calling my mom or spending time with her. And anyone that does, got an issue.
Well, and the other great thing is that all of your wives probably understood that how a man treats his mother is eventually how he's going to treat you.
You better believe it. And let me tell you something, I do treat them very well. I have, whatever reasons some things happen, but no, I've always been good to them. And you're darn right.
All right,
There's
thanks,
nothing
Tom.
wrong with that. I'm a big boy, and I'm a big guy.
All right, man.
I'm not afraid of it.
All right, thanks, Thomas.
Keep being a
Appreciate
good
it.
man.
All right, 407-916-1041. Soul Man, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the program.
Hey, guys.
What up?
I'm the oldest of 6. I rarely, if ever, call my mother. We're on a chat group and stuff, and I see stuff, but I had to mute that because every 5 seconds I'm getting ding alerts letting me know. So, but I rarely ever call her. Probably not even. Heck, I wouldn't even say I call her once every 2 months.
Oh, wow. Now, is there a reason for that, or it's just kind of that's how your relationship is?
We've just never been a close family. My parents divorced when I was 8 years old. And we've just never been a real close family. I do remember one thing. I literally remember the exact day that I stopped calling my mother mommy and started calling her mom. And I remember her crying that day about it.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
No, that's such a shame.
She came to pick me up from junior high, and at the junior high we had soda machines in the school, and we didn't at the elementary. And in front of some of the cross-country guys that I was with, I said, "Hey, look, Mommy, we got soda machines." And they looked right at me and go, "You still call your mom Mommy?"
Oh, yeah, that's not good, dude.
And that was the last time I ever called her Mommy.
Thanks, old man. Appreciate it, buddy. Always good hearing from you. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. David, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the program. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one there. Let me get to David. David, buddy, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, love your show, man.
Thanks.
You still talk about moms?
Oh, yeah. Well, just talking about calling your parents is what we're talking about.
My mom's my best friend. I talk to her every day.
That's great.
And you can't be the better person to be your friend. Let me tell you what.
I have to tell you, buddy. Let me take a side note with you here. That is a little odd, though. And again, I'm not ragging on you, but I have to ask the women in your life. Have they had a hard time with you having such a close relationship, quote, best friend relationship with your mom?
Not at all. They think my mom's great. My wife thinks she's the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, we do everything together. I invite her everywhere. My mom's 82 years old, and she still helps me mow the yard.
That's great, man. That's awesome.
Keep her around.
The one thing I do that Soul Man said that I did regret, my mom did not get out much. She just financial stuff. She never really got to do anything fun in her life, no big vacations or anything like that. The one thing I really wanted to do before she passed, but she started getting sick about the same time we started trying to make plans for this, was to take her on a little cruise, maybe on a 4 or 5 day cruise, let her sit out there and just kind of enjoy herself. But she was, her paranoia or schizophrenia just kind of made her scared of anything and everything. And she also had some weird guilt stuff, some severe mental.
Most mothers do.
Yeah,
most parents do.
Like where didn't she think she deserved it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why I bought tickets to take my mom to Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. I got your meet and greet, by the way. Stop. 407.
Don't tease me, Jimmy.
My kids have met her.
Oh, don't tease me, Jimmy. This is my mom we're talking about, man.
Hey, Terry, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
Good. So I'm 55. I talk to my mom every day on the phone. She lost her mom a few years ago, and they had a not-so-good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom and I have a great relationship. I have a fairly new boyfriend who, for the last 2 years of his mother's life, she was sick. He quit his job and took care of her until she passed.
Wow.
So I told him, I said, because it's, again, fairly new relationship, but I said, well, your reward was me. For you
I like that.
taking care of your mom and being an angel. So.
I like that attitude. You know what your prize is, dude? It's me.
Me.
Yeah.
Lucky boy.
It's me.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
Terry. Appreciate that, Terry. 407 916 1041.
Enjoy this prize.
I would love to hear. I wish I would have started this topic earlier. I would have loved to have heard from some Hispanic and African American families. That would have been nice to hear.
Maybe some Asian families too.
Because I just do find that the cultural differences between the way that we all live our lives is fascinating to me. It really is. I spend a lot of time reading about stuff like this because it really is one of the unique things that separates us as people is those cultural upbringings and how we look at life through those lenses. And fight through this, most of the people we've heard from today, I'm assuming are Caucasian, but Hispanic,
especially Jamaican Mark.
especially Jamaican Mark.
He's as white as they come.
Yeah. But with that said, man, I mean, I would have, if you would have asked me out front, what ethnicity would be more intact or more in contact with their parents, I immediately, with zero pause, would have said the Hispanic community.
I would say Hispanic and Asian, and as well African American, because look at those groups with families. I don't see the impetus for family reunions like I do in African American communities, where it's a big deal where generations of families will get together, have T-shirts made, the food, the planning, the prep. I mean,
you can't go on a cruise without seeing the Johnsons.
You know what I'm saying?
All 75 of them. Trust me when I tell you, I'm well aware.
So that's generally, like, from my experiences in Colombia, I've never experienced the family reunion thing, but family is what you're taught from the moment you come out of the womb until the day you go into the ground. Family is everything. They will always have your back, and your job is to always have theirs, because for all the sacrifices your parents made for you, it's your job to make them for them.
Do you think it's different male, female? Jack, did your sisters do that? Because I know that they lived away. You stayed kind of closer to mom until she came to Florida.
Well, she came to Florida.
That's
I came to visit, and then I'm like, hey, this is kind of
this
nice.
kicks ass, right?
I'm going to move in.
Did your sisters stay in contact with your mother more than you, or was there a difference between you guys?
My sisters would call regularly, some more regularly than others, but they all had a...
It's all about the same?
Yeah, but a unique relationship because, it changed considering the lifespan. My first day of kindergarten was the second oldest sister's first day of college.
Right, exactly.
Oh, wow.
It's a big span.
Yeah,
there.
my mom was 41 when she had me, 43 when she had my youngest sister.
Which is different from,
So there is a great span in ages. So there was also a lot of different interaction, the way she parented the first three as opposed to the last four.
And I would think that sons would call their daughters more than daughters would call their moms more than daughters would. And the reason I say that is
Wait, what was that?
I would think that if there's a brother and sister, I would think the son would call mom more than the sister would. And the reason I say that, this is just from what I've seen and been around, is sometimes there can be a contentious relationships between mother and daughters.
Oh, it's a very different relationship.
It is a way different relationship, whereas more nurturing to sons, but with moms and daughters, there is nurturing, there's no question, but there is a passing on of a familial matriarchal relationship and kind of set of standards that comes from moms to daughters that sons never really experience.
I think maybe if you're talking about nurturing those phone calls, but definitely for life advice, for how to navigate the workplace, how to navigate a marriage, how to navigate childbirth and raising a child, I think daughters reach out to their moms a lot.
Yeah, maybe so. 407-916-1041. Let's go to Randall. Randall, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the program.
How you doing, Jeff?
Good, boss.
Hey, we're talking about mamas?
Well, we're simply talking about calling your parents.
Well, the thing about it, I got on the calling the parents, I think it's better to touch them and talk to them in person.
Oh, I see.
If you can.
Call them.
Yeah, you're more of a visit the parents guy than a call the parents guy.
Yes. I think it's impersonal that if you got to call them and you can't see them.
Yeah.
Now, I lost my mother back in July.
Sorry.
And I was in St. Pete. I went over, and they took her leg about 3 weeks ago. I mean, before that, and then next thing you know, I was holding her hand, and she died on me.
Yeah, man.
But
Sorry
I'm just saying, it's a lot better. You have to go in person
Yeah.
to talk to them. You can't talk to them on the phone.
Yeah. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for your call. And the reason I think he's right is because toward the end of my mom's life, when she hit 70, I found myself really wanting to go back and see her at least 3 times a year. It still was very difficult to get back up there as we were raising kids and everything like that. But I would definitely go up on Mom's Day, Mother's Day. I would go up on, we would see each other for Christmas and Thanksgiving minimum. And then I would try to get up during her birthday as well. So that was like what I tried to do those last few years.
And for me, I just, because my mom has told me recently, I'm sure you just want to get home after work. You don't have to stop over every night.
She's playing.
And I said, it's interesting because you would think, oh, that's awesome. I can just go straight home. But I said, you know what, Mom? My night doesn't go quite as well if I don't get to put eyes on you.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to put eyes on you.
Yeah,
I got to put eyes on your property, and then I can have a night.
All right, 407-916-1041. Lorenzo, who says he's Mexican. Lorenzo, welcome to the show.
Hola.
Hi, hola. I spoke to my mom like every week, once a week on the weekends. And if I didn't call her 1 week, she would call me back.
Why didn't you call me?
Get the chancleta.
So once a week, right? And she passed away 2 years ago in an accident, a week after Mother's Day, unfortunately. But my dad now, my dad's kind of dad that he never calls.
Right. Well, Dad, dads don't call, man. I mean, Dad, that's not a dad thing to do. Your mom, thanks for your call, buddy. Your mom says, hey, you need to call your son.
Right, exactly.
Hey, you need to call your daughter. That's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens with moms, yeah.
So someone else real quick just texted us at 77031, just like our last caller. Lorenzo, my husband is Mexican, and he calls his mom every night, and he treats me like a queen. We'll be married 32 years in August.
God bless him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I know that with I was just talking to a manager of a store here recently, and they were talking about how their hiring practices have become considerably more diverse, and they just hired a group of Haitian people. I think it was 2 women, 2 men, and we were talking about the appreciation of living in America as opposed to living in a country like Haiti and experiencing grace and understanding how well we have it here in the States. And she said, man. She goes, every single time when those guys get their paycheck, you watch them all pile into the car, and the first place they go is to Western Union.
Yep.
So they can send all their money back to their family at home and try to make them better and everything like that. That's what I mean by the cultural thing. I don't know that 100% that happens with a lot of families in the U.S. if they support each other, even internally, like even from state to state, much less out of the country.
It really is just something that's drilled into you from the beginning.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Let's take a little break. We'll get the hell out of here on a Wednesday. We have You Heard It Here First coming up next.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What's up, Central Florida, Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. A pretty classic late June forecast. 60% chances daily for showers and storms in the afternoon and evenings, with temperatures in the low to mid 90s, heat index 100 to 105. In the tropics, really want to start bringing your attention to this. This could be the first system that gives us some concern for somebody next week. In the Caribbean, we could have our first hurricane of the year next week. We'll talk about it tonight.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. No one does summer travel like Amtrak. That's because now more kids ages 2 to 12 ride for 50% off. So not only will you travel comfortably, you'll also save too. Book now at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply.
Lately, living on my own has become a little harder. That's why my daughter and I both love InnovAge PACE. My neighborhood InnovAge Center has my doctor, my dentist, and my physical therapist. Even activities and lunch with my friends, all in one place. And with Medicare and Medicaid, I qualify at no cost. I get the care I need and more time to enjoy with my daughter. To learn more, call InnovAge PACE today at 689-400-8785 or visit innovage.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio,
Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322, 800-954-3322, 800-954-3322.
This is Attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injured law firm of Kaufman & Lind. I'd like to thank some of the people in my firm who make this possible. Craig Lind, Christian Schlereth, Ken Schoenberger, Natalie Bailey, Sarah Burkhalter, Bree Lopez, Ashley Larson, Skylar Farazi, Renee Rosso, Catherine Ewing, Delaney Hogue, Patty Hotchkiss, Christopher Hunt, Christopher Diaz, Matthew Fondren, Jonathan Lamb, Sam Korth, Bridget Lind, David Love, Haley Weedman, and Alex Francis. I can't thank you enough. Contact us at winunis.com or dial pound 546. Offices Orlando.
Awesome summers start at Sutherland. Shop 6 new Nissan models under $30K with no payments till 2025. Summer savings end soon, so rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty.
Number RL868137 with approved credit.
Glad to finally have you over. What do you think?
You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there.
Huh?
Sorry. Sorry, it's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Membership required. Loan subject to change.
I'm Olivia. When I was injured in a car crash, I knew from listening to this station who I needed to call. I called attorney Glenn Klossman. I knew I had a super lawyer on my side. I was extremely happy with the results. I'm Olivia, and I highly recommend attorney Glenn Klossman, Office Winter Park.
Look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hi, this is Mark from Pittsville, Wisconsin, where it's beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
No clouds, nice breeze.
Oh, God.
I'm here on vacation and enjoy listening to you guys. Can't wait to get back home. See ya.
Eat some cheese curds.
Yeah, man.
Hey guys, I talk to my parents a lot. I talk to my dad a lot, and with the job I do for some advice. I take my mom to work.
But I'd print some more copies of Kelly's piece.
And we actually carpool a lot.
Let's
Say hi to the radio.
Hi, radio.
Hello, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, what's up, brothers and sisters? Yup, Ross will sell out another show in Melbourne. Not surprised. Anyway, shameless plug for everyone who's got a ticket. Ross in Melbourne at Pineapple Saturday night.
Damn, it's already sold out. That sucks.
Gonna knock down some cold ones.
And it doesn't suck.
Laugh.
That's great. It's good.
Looking forward to it.
You're going to have
Always
fun.
Good for you.
Aloha.
Aloha, brother.
Aloha, Ohana.
Of course, Ross Badgett tonight, 8 o'clock, Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. It'll be on right here, episode 11. Listen to about 15 minutes of it on the way to work today. Getting way better. Doing very good. Fun topics. Having a lot of fun.
Wish we could have talked to him tonight.
Yeah, I know. We were trying to get him on to promote every Wednesday and some other things as well.
Yeah, he's had another project he's working on today.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was his mom's birthday this week.
Was it really?
Hey, happy birthday, Kathy Pat.
Yeah, they were out on the golf course earlier this week.
Oh, really?
He will kill you.
God, it's so good to see. I mean, it was, seeing her during Fringe was so great. She looks, and then when Ross told me she made it to every single performance, and not only her, but Chase as well. Mm-hmm. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Coming up tomorrow on the show, we'll have Danny Meyering in for Date Night Done Right. We'll also, Glenn is out tomorrow, but he sent us a contact with this, with another one of his specialist friends who deals with head injuries. So we're going to have that doctor on tomorrow and talk a little bit about head trauma and how you can see it, how you can feel it, some of the symptoms that you can deal with. And this could be not only for accidents, of course, it could be for anything, any impact at all. If you see these signs, you need to maybe make a move. We'll have him on tomorrow, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks as well. What else is coming on, guys? Oh, by the way, July 3rd. This is going to be a gigantic deal. I hear the Monsters promoting it. I hear Sean promoting it. It is going to be so much fun. July 3rd, downtown Mount Dora. It's a Real Radio takeover. All 3 shows right here on Real Radio, broadcasting live in downtown Mount Dora. It's all ended up with a show from Inner Circle and fireworks at around 9:15 right there, and it is going to be a blast.
Yeah, All for One performing as well.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
I really, I'm not a gigantic fan of doing broadcasts outside the studio just because there's so many unpredictable factors that come into it when it comes to the quality of the broadcast. You want everybody to be able to hear everything. You want the mics to sound good. You want it to sound nice. And I've just found it's kind of difficult to guarantee that. But when we do get out, going to Mount Dora is as easy as it gets. It's so much fun. And we are really going to let it go July 3rd because we got nothing to do the next day.
Speak for yourself. I got a 6 a.m. flight.
Do you really?
Oh, that's right. That's the night he has to leave for the airport at 3:30.
That's right. I'll be face down in Deb's yard. Literally face down in Deb's yard. My wife is like, "Yeah, you did it again. Come on. You can't go out with getting so drunk you can't see." I'll be like, "Nope." All right.
It's
Deb.
the heat. Just blame it on the heat.
All right, let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, the first debate of the 2024 presidential election is tomorrow. President Biden is set to face off against his political rival Donald Trump on Thursday in a debate hosted by CNN in Atlanta. The candidates will make their pitch to voters less than 5 months before the election. University of Central Florida political scientist Dr. Aubrey Jewett says how the contenders present themselves may be more important than what they say about the issues.
He's going to need to look like he's very sharp and that he's with it and that he's quick-witted. And really for Trump, he needs to look that way too, because there are some people that have questioned, whether he's lost a step or not as well.
Now, with all eyes on the first debate, a new Quinnipiac poll says 73% of voters will likely watch the debate and 16% each candidate's performance in that debate could lead them to changing their votes.
Absolutely.
All right, if you have ice cream in your freezer, listen up because, Totally Cool, a Maryland company, has recalled nearly 70 ice cream brands sold under, or 70 ice cream products, sold under 13 brand names because they could be contaminated with listeria. The FDA says the 13 brands include Jenny's, Hershey's ice cream, and Dolcezza gelato. The FDA said the products could be contaminated with listeria and cause severe and sometimes fatal infections.
Damn.
And this is why I bring this story, because there have been reports of illnesses related to the recalled ice cream products. They were shipped nationwide. Healthy individuals may have short-term symptoms. Think high fever, severe headache, nausea, abdominal pain, and diarrhea per the FDA. But listeria can also cause miscarriages and stillbirths among pregnant women.
How do you find out what ice creams are good and what are bad?
So I would go to the FDA website where they have it listed up right now. Look for the Totally Cool. That's the Maryland company. They're the ones behind the 70 products and the 13 brands to see if yours are affected as well. And then finally, we all know it's really hot outside, right? Hot enough to lose your head?
Oh, yeah?
For once, damage to a statue in D.C. is not being blamed on protesters, vandals, or activists. No. This time, the finger is being pointed at the region's sweltering temperatures.
What?
A wax sculpture of a seated President Abraham Lincoln outside of Garrison Elementary in Northwest began to melt in the heat wave and has lost its head. As a result, don't worry, though. School leaders have taken the head to an artist for repairs.
Twice for that guy.
And hope to have it reattached in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
And you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Sorry, my God, man. It's too easy.
It was too soon.
You make it it's not too soon. My God, what are you... Long time ago. All right. Get the hell out of here. Don't forget, guys. Oh, yeah, real quick. Don't forget, you can get registered to see the Eagles in the Sphere as well.
My God.
And again, that's easy to do as well, right?
Yes,
all you do is listen on the iHeartRadio app. The window pops up. You click to enter. It couldn't be an easier contest to enter. Just listen to Real Radio using the iHeartRadio app.
That's it.
You have until Sunday night.
Awesome. Who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank Daryl Payne with Pawfection Dog Training. The Animal House podcast has already been posted, so if you missed his 2 segments today, you can hear everything he had to share.
Some good info there, by the way.
He really did. Also want to thank Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running that YouTube
Thanks,
chat.
guys. We appreciate that as we do every single day. Jack, we did have a question of the day, and I'm a bit anxious.
Well, do you share your toothbrush with your partner? In the YouTube chat, it only went up to 5% that said yes.
Wow.
However, in our Instagram poll, it went up to 10%.
It's still way short of the national average that was between 15 and 17%.
Which was
of
surprising.
People who will do that for sure. I agree as well. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Again, coming up tomorrow, Danny Meyering will have a doctor in for Glenn for Colbert Court, plus your texts and callbacks, all that fun stuff coming up tomorrow.
Got some more storms out there.
Yeah.
Everybody be safe on your way home.
All right, on behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time. Good sauce with Ross and Joel. And we'll have real laughs as well tomorrow at 3 o'clock for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Wednesday evening.
Be safe and put some hump in your day. Bye.
Yep, you got it, Toyota.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy traffic continues this afternoon on I-4 in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound by the major attractions exits and through downtown. No problems to report at this time on the Beach Line or the Greenway. Things are moving well east and westbound for those taking the 408.